Welcome into Single Shot Saturdays, the first of 10 that I will be GMing. It looks like our map's a little off there.
It is the overlay. It is the way everything is plugged in. It does not let me get it perfectly aligned unless I do some crazy stuff with the screen. That's
All right, let me.
Is that okay?
Yeah. We'll figure it out. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
So, anyway, I do have 4 lovely players here with me, and we are going to do a little one shot today in D&D 5e. It is based on a world that is currently active. I do have a game every Monday night with a few of my friends, and we play in this world. I may even have them like in the background somewhere. I'll describe what they look like, maybe just to shout them out a little bit. But yeah, so we are going to be on the continent that is called Shisan. It's kind of like being re-explored after being destroyed a long time ago. It's kind of far away from the mainland, so not a lot of people kind of went there for a long time. So it's kind of being repopulated. So everything is kind of basic. Everything's named really just kind of whatever it looks like for now as they re-explore everything. But the party here is in a group of adventurers that accepted a contract from their guild. Their guild is called the Burnt Coin, which is my name on Twitter, which is where my name came from. And right now they're going to be on their way to the Iron Hills to help out a goblin friend of the guild whose name is Nork. Nork asked for assistance with something, and the adventurers are going to go find out what. So that's what we have on tap for today. We're going to pick up with the adventurers kind of traveling along the dotted line that's leaving Port Sindarin there. Going up towards the Iron Hills, which are just to the left of the screen that you can't see. You can kind of see them poking in there. So who wants to go first and kind of describe what you look like as we're walking down our road?
Should we roll for it?
We could roll for it.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's roll for it. Why not? Let's roll. We'll put everything in the chance.
All right. I'm gonna roll a d20.
15.
I got a
13.
15, 13, and a 12. And Wolfie? Looks like Wolfie got a 7, so
you might be
going in. Which order are we going in? No one said that before we started.
I'm the high roll. I'll take the first one.
There you
even
go.
Though
there
it's
you
a
go.
little bit of a jarring introduction, I would say, is my character. But first, hi everyone. Hi, there's the camera. I'm Nathan. I'm the DM for the Reckless Attack podcast, or 5e podcast. We release every Tuesday. We have all sorts of lovely times and lovely adventures. We have frogs, we have monsters, we have feelings, we have friendships, we have those NPCs that aren't necessarily evil, but you do deeply hate anyway, and just a great amount of fun. And again, we release every Tuesday. We're at Reckless Attack, which is, you can see the Twitter guy right there. And actually, it's reckless_attack.
Oh, I am so sorry. Let me fix that for you.
All right. I just realized it too. I'm sure I probably typed it into chat wrong. I'll take on that burden. But that is all to say, that is not what I'm here today for. What I'm here today for is to introduce you all to the maybe greatest adventurer you all collectively have ever met, at least the people in the party, at least as far as he's concerned. Kraz Rakpaz. He is a goblin, but really he's better known as Kraz the Beneficent. He is a short of stature. He has skin colors very similar to the shirt that I'm wearing, a lot of oranges, a lot of yellows, and he is always dressed, and I think we have some character art, but he is always dressed in what his best approximation of kind of swashbuckler, adventurer, leading man kind of hero outfits would be. So he's got like a cool hat with a big feather that has a lot of kind of hunks missing and some ratty leathers, but does have a nice sword, and is always one looking for adventure and to repurpose some of the the gold and whatnot that he finds to better the lives of others into his community, even if he's a little off-putting while doing it.
First of all, I just want to say I will die for him.
He's a good boy, I think. I mean, I don't know. In my imagination, he's a good boy. Albeit he likes to steal things, but like in the fun way, you know, like in a like, oh, cool, where I'm definitely going to want to go after that treasure, as opposed to, you know, your pockets, you all would know, are very safe. That's not very heroic, and not what Kraz is about.
I love him.
I did manage to get the art there.
There's
He's
the good
perfect.
boy. You can see surrounded by his favorite thing, gold. Not for him, but he likes gold, but it's gold for others, but also gold. And other cool, shiny things.
He is perfect.
All right, who's up next?
I guess that'll be me. Excuse me. My character's name is Jocelyn Duskpool. He is a wood elf paladin. His mother's name was Sigrun. She ended up becoming an elvish refugee. Basically, my character's father was an evil paladin, or like just a very bad man, and she felt that she had to become a refugee out of means to get out of the area where everyone knew her by laying with this evil man. So they fled, and I ended up actually becoming abandoned as well because she took illness and passed away. I found out later in life that my father was imprisoned as well. I ended up being adopted by an older couple, all artisans, skillsmen and tradespeople. So it required my character to travel around a lot, helping them with various projects. And I became a soldier because of my father actually was a soldier as well before he turned to evil, and I wanted to carry on the family tradition.
Yours is much more in depth than mine.
Yeah, that's great.
Very cool.
But I'm a 5'7", relatively astute blonde with pointy ears. So
Radical.
Hey folks, for those who are not familiar with me, my name is Kier. I'm from Wolf's Den. My character is Prudy Verd, a Tabaxi rogue. Because, well, rogue's got a rogue. Generally keeps with the darker themes. Tries to kind of stay on the outer edges of things for the most part, just because Prudy's seen some things, and something essentially came through his village one time when he was out hunting, and the town was left behind, but everybody was kind of vanished. Think along the lines of like Croatoan out in Virginia, that kind of situation. And ever since, he's been searching for some kind of news as to what may have happened to his family. Other than that, he mostly keeps to himself and carries around a purple skull. Just
Nothing ominous about that.
show folks that.
ignoring that.
That's pretty much Prudy. So
Very cool. Well,
Cool,
I'm
yeah.
so excited to have everybody here. Thank you to Timo, thank you to Nathan, thank you to Kier for joining us. This is the first time any of you guys have actually like been on the channel, so that is super rad. And then obviously a huge thank you to Will for running it for us, building the game for us to play, and letting us take part in your fucking radical world, dude. I'm super stoked. I am playing Kappa Casper. He is a turtle artificer, born with a broken shell. Poor lad was never as physically adept as the other turtles around him. Until his father passed down the secrets of artificiation. I don't think that's even a word, but that's a word that he would definitely use. And taught him the finer craft of using the innate forms of magic that exist and bending them to his whim. He fixed his shell. That was his very first task. Plating it with steel and iron, which required him to have to get like really strong over time, because he was carrying around like plates of iron instead of just like a regular old shell. He figured out some more like adept applications of I'm trying to find a fancy way to say I took the armorer subclass for artificer, and yeah, he is a big wall. He decided when he built his shell, why not make himself a bit taller? So he's about 5'6", which is pretty tall for a turtle. He is a big strong boy, but he's also a big smart boy. He works out a lot, and he's also dedicated to his craft with regards to artifice.
Hero in an iron shell, turtle power.
All right, with that, we've won the session. Great job, everyone. Thanks for running.
Happy to have helped.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. So, as you guys are walking on your way, you do have a few things in your mind that you know about the current mission ahead of you. So, some kind of evil transpired. You're not quite sure yet exactly what, but it's at a small farmhouse, and for whatever reason, this group of goblins that is headed by Nork, who's a friend of the guild, is being blamed for it. And basically, you know that you're going to have to do some type of investigating on their behalf. But you got to meet up with them first. So you're going to be walking over to the Iron Hills and trying to meet up with them. You guys know roughly where you're going, so you can get there just fine. But I will leave it open for just a moment if anyone wants to bring anything up while you guys are traveling.
I would assume that I would have called up my familiar before being an arcane trickster.
Sure.
That I would have called up my familiar before leaving Port Cinderin. So I would have a hawk on my arm, like gloved arm, the way you usually do when you have a trained hawk kind of thing. Only
Right.
the hawk is not hooded, and I would be walking probably at the back of the group, every once in a while, seeming to be muttering to myself. If anybody's really listening carefully, they might notice that I seem to be talking to someone, possibly the skull. Other than that, I'm just kind of keeping back and keeping my eyes open for any kind of trouble.
So how long
out
have
of
you...
character? Is it very chatty? Is the skull chatty?
Well, quite possibly, because I am arguing with it every so often. But of
That's
course, the entire conversation is one-sided, so you only hear my side of it.
Okay. Good to
Some
know.
would say we only hear the real part of it. Who's to say?
True.
Jaskin and Kraz, are either one of you guys like spellcasters in any way, or if you are, would we know about it? Is that something like you would keep close to the chest?
Yeah, we've adventured a little before, right? You were saying?
Right.
I would. You would know that I would have at least some minor spells due to often using the disguise self to look more humanoid than cat during certain previous adventures. And then, of course, the familiar. As far as the extent of my abilities, that I probably would keep a little closer to my vest. But some utility aspects I have demonstrated.
Kraz has held no secrets because Kraz loves the cool stuff that he can do and wants to show it off and wants everyone to know. Without getting too in-depth, so you guys would know, but we'll reveal it all on stream. But you know that Kraz has a collection of small bits and baubles that he kind of plays with every morning and, you know, kind of scribbles on and thinks about and also kind of talks to a little bit. But there's some amount of magic stored in those that augment his kind of naturally sneaky and stabby abilities, basically.
That's awesome. Gaskin?
Jason, I'm so sorry. Yes. Just actually trying to find it real quick. Sorry about that. My apologies. I'm trying to find the. Okay. So, I think we've been traveling for a little bit, so you guys would know that I took the Oath of Devotion for my paladin. So I have not only the ability to smite, but I also have the ability to heal. So I kind of that I'm still kind of tanky, but I also like to, you know, take care of my party and my team. Because I'm a natural soldier, so that's what I spent most of my time running across the field helping people. So I have the ability to cure wounds, and also studied to be able to cast Toll the Dead as well.
So we're all pretty well versed with magic. So him speaking to his skull isn't necessarily something that we're all just going to be like burn the witch at. We're gonna
no.
Be like, oh, that's just him doing his thing.
Boy,
okay.
Yeah.
Will, what if, you know, we could really take this one shot in a different direction. I don't know what you were planning on, but
Hey,
yowza.
I have a very rough outline when I do these, which basically means I have milestone points I want to get to. Besides that, anything can happen, you know, and it doesn't matter. But I would say that you guys have gone on one little adventure together. You went on a ship once, had a little bit of trouble at sea. So you guys kind of saw what each other can do, and nothing's going to surprise you about him talking to his skull at this point.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's not weird, but we're not surprised.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
different.
exactly. Yeah,
we support it, you know, where it's like, yeah, okay, cool. He's got his process, whatever he needs. Great. No worries. We're here for you, bud.
Right. Prudy. Yeah, so you guys are quite friendly with each other at this point.
Prudy.
Works for me.
What's he saying today?
Well, for the most part, he's just mostly arguing about whether or not we should have stayed back there or gone ahead with this mission. And I'm disagreeing with him. I think we should be doing this. I mean, we should always be helping out those who are our allies because that gets us more information, right? If nothing else.
Always more adventure.
Awful negative guy.
We want to be heroes.
It is always good to help out an ally.
Nice. So, you guys have been walking for a while now. You're gonna get to the Iron Hills like right about dusk. It is a very bright moon tonight coming up, so it is a little bit lighter than normal. But you can make your way over that first hill just in the Iron Hills, and you can see a very small settlement right along the river with a cave and a few kind of wooden built up like buildings. And you see a lot of creatures that are not necessarily ones you would see in this type of environment. You see goblins, you see hobgoblins, a couple of hobgoblins, and you even see a furball as well. They seem to be fine and helping each other and building things, gathering food, doing typical things that you would do in a small village. Although maybe just a little bit more excited about it. A little bit
yes,
more
my
open
people.
about it.
We are industrious.
Go on.
I was gonna ask: is there anyone that looks to be needing any help lifting or moving something?
Oh yeah, there is like 4 goblins trying to lift up this big beam to like put it upright as like an anchor for some kind of building that they're going to be building.
I'd love to actually help if I could. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sure.
approach the goblins. I'm like, hey, would you guys like some assistance?
And they kind of motion to you like with open hands, and then just kind of like up.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
So
this.
I'm gonna push up to it.
Yeah, sure.
Strength check, I assume.
Yep.
All right. An 8.
So
We're the goblins, so
yeah, you go to start pushing up, and you realize this thing is a bit lighter than you had expected. And you actually push it almost too far, and it just falls over the other direction. And they turn around and look at you, and then they look at this piece of wood, and they look back at you, and then they just like they shuffle over to try to pick it up again from the other side.
All right, I'm gonna, now that I understand that it's that it's relatively light, I'm gonna assist and pick it up the other direction, but slightly lighter this time. Do I still have to do a strength check?
No, you don't have to do it now. Now
Okay.
you know the feel for it, and it's pretty
Okay.
easy for you, a standard
Okay.
size
You're embarrassing us.
person. So you're able to get it upright and
Sorry,
get it into
sometimes
the
I
hole.
forget my own strength.
You see the hobgoblins are kind of sitting next to like a little fire, almost like they're on break, and they're like laughing to each other.
Union
fine.
breaks.
It's fine.
Are there any town guards or like local law around that I can see?
Give me a perception real quick, because rolls.
Okay. That one. Where's my perception? There it is. We're on that. Okay, there we go. Computer's just running slow. Give it 1
All
second.
good. It shouldn't be running at all.
Why don't you chase it?
Because my feet could not handle that.
Fair point.
Okay, anytime now. Sorry, the animation slowed it down.
Mhm.
Might have to turn that off.
Oh, the dice animation. Yeah.
Yeah. I rolled on D&D Beyond, just so you know.
Sure. What'd you get?
It looks like it came up a 9. 9 plus 4, so 13.
13. Yeah, with that you can take a look around, and you can see that almost no one here has like a weapon on them, at least. In fact, there's only one that does, and it's that furball, and he seems to be kind of like a guard of some kind, probably, but definitely not paying any attention to you guys.
Okay. I'd like to walk up to him.
Sure.
Pardon me, but have you been having any trouble in the local area lately? Is there a particular reason you're working so exuberantly to get this settlement set up, or is it just your way to do things with this kind of energy?
You speak in common?
Yes.
Just looks at you dumbfounded, and kind of like puts a hand on a face for a second and like looks you up and down, and then he just grunts. He just points. He goes, and he points to a goblin that actually kind of looks a little bit like Kraz as far as colors go, but he's wearing a very ornate looking necklace. And he seems to be pointing people around and kind of, telling people what to do.
Okay. Is that goblin speaking common at all?
Yes.
Okay. I've got this. So I go to the goblin and I ask the same question. Basically, has there trouble been around, or is this just their way of constructing?
So he looks you up and down and he says, You're from the guild?"
That's definitely us. We represent the guild.
And he says, "Oh, Nork's so happy."
Oh.
Oh, this is Nork.
And he says, "Nork," and he extends a hand out.
I shake his hand. I take it you're the one we're supposed to be meeting then.
Says, "Yes, exactly." I don't really know how to say this, but something bad happened at the Miller farm, just on the other side of these hills here, and people keep coming here saying that we did it, and they bring fire and they bring pointy sticks. But me and mine, we don't have anything to do with that. And you can tell that he's speaking like very good common, and also like standing up straight, and seems to be very like well well versed in talking, even though he's a little off.
At that, I imagine that Kraz has not been focused on talking to the person who's in charge and has been instead chatting with the workers to ensure they're getting their, union mandated breaks and, good working conditions and that sort of thing. All talking to them all in Goblin. But at the mention of, of that information comes over, and then like his ears perk up and he kind of scrambles over, and he says, "Oh, why they think that you do this?"
Well, I think it's just because they don't like us. They don't like Nork.
Why don't they?
What is
like
not to
Nork?
like about Nork? Nork seemed perfectly good goblin to me.
Well, Nork has lived a little sheltered and just kind of met with these other goblins recently, and under previous leadership there was some things that they might have done that weren't so kind.
Yes. There is a lot of misconceptions. That's a big word for someone with as low intelligence as I have. But we must strive to do ever better, lift ourselves and each other up. We will help you, or I will help you. I don't want to speak for everyone, but Kraz the Beneficent will be there in your time of need.
He says, oh yes, can you come with me? And he's like gestures kind of to all of you to come into his cave.
He is wary, constantly like looking around just in case, always kind of worried about some arrow coming out of the dark or something, but does follow along, and once inside takes the corner or wall that is directly opposite any doors.
I'll take the opposite corner.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do. You guys can kind of fan out. It's not very large in here, but it's large enough that it has a few things that you can notice right off the bat. Some things that may seem out of the ordinary for a setup kind of like this, and that is beds. There is actual beds made of softer material and things like that in here. There's also a giant pot. When I say giant, I mean like a hill giant had used it previously for their stews, and
Wow.
they kind of have it now. And they use it for larger meals for their whole kind of village. They also have in there, in the one corner, you see like an alchemy setup. with a bunch of different, like weirdly colored and like shifting potions.
Is anyone working on it at it right now, or is it just there and bubbling and Bunsen burners and whatnot?
Yeah, it's just there and kind of on.
Can I investigate it? I want to
Sure.
know how like elaborate of a setup it is and what it is he's working on at a glance. Okay, so I got a 12 plus investigation, which is 17 total.
17. Yeah, so it's definitely a pretty decent setup. It's not the best. It's not something like, back in the port, there's obviously like the Alchemy Guild, and they would have way better stuff. But for what it is, it's very nice, and you can't really tell exactly what they're working on, but it's definitely different. It seems to just kind of be a little bit of everything.
I
And
pat
and Chickadee, stop! Don't be asking about potions in the chat.
I pat Nork on the back, and I say,
Look at you, little one. Inventive, aren't we?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, he goes over to that table that he kind of has everything set up on, and he's like, "Yes, yes, this is mine. I make all of these."
Wow. Well done. Truly a master of your craft.
He
He assumes. He doesn't
he
actually know.
itches on his chin for a second. He goes, "Although I don't know exactly what they do."
That is a part of science.
That
Can I try an Arcana check?
You can if you want. Yeah,
Oof.
there's
Bit of a red
basically a
flag
little bit
for
of
me.
everything here. There's some of them that are like have multiple colors in them that are just kind of swirling on their own.
That's a bit of a red flag for me, so I'm going to step away from the alchemy setup. I'm anywhere near it.
I got much closer.
14.
14 on the Arcana. Some of these are very clearly health potions. You would know exactly what those look like. But the other ones, yeah, you'd have no clue. They're just kind of like a mixture of would-be potions that you would kind of know about, is what it seems.
Do you
Sometimes
know
they
how
are too advanced.
incredibly-
And go ahead. Sorry.
Do you know how incredibly dangerous that is, Nork? Mixing potions.
He says, "Yes, yes, I do." And he looks over, and there's one of the beds it currently has like a wrapped up goblin.
His eyebrows are singed. As
Yeah,
well.
it was-
Notice that the
Yeah, it's got like his whole like ear is patched up, and like
Yeah,
you can tell
napping
that it's
off
like
something.
missing a piece now.
Can I see anything in here that is obviously explosive or flammable?
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
well, there is an alchemy set.
All of it, I think.
yeah,
think-
pretty much a lot of it on the alchemy set. Yeah, is gonna be that.
The beds,
For sure.
Probably
The beds
wooden, the wooden building, the goblin.
Well, I mean, particularly things like any specific potions that are clearly something that would explode if ignited, or black powder.
Yeah,
or
there's
anything
definitely no
along
black
those
powder
lines.
in here,
Okay.
or any kind of oils or anything like that you would know would be combustible. But you would guess that there's definitely something that could blow up between some of these potions. There's about 20 of them, by the way,
Okay.
and they're varying sizes and stuff like that, different colors.
I look to Jason and Kraz and Prudy and I say,
Is that what we're here for?
I don't know. Does anybody have our orders?
I don't believe so. I think we were supposed to investigate the things that they're being accused of. If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, I think what it sounded like, right?
That
It was
sounds
essentially
right.
that like this is just a fun side thing that they also have.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
He was coming in here to talk to you guys more, like kind of more privately, because this is like his place, while everyone else is outside working on things. And you guys just so happen to kind of take an interest in his hobby.
So, alchemy aside, I guess Jason's going to ask, what exactly was the last thing they accused you of doing?
Well, it seems there's um, something happened to Miss Miller, and um, I guess something very violent, and they suspect that we did it because there was a very crude blade found. And if Nork's the thinking type, I'd say it was put there on purpose.
Do you still have the blade?
Says no, I mean they have the blade. It's for evidence.
Okay, so it sounds like somebody has actively framed you for this, and it's not just you being in the local vicinity.
I hope that that's not true,
Well, that
but
sounds
likely.
like something we're going to need to find out then. Do they keep coming directly along the path towards you, or are they like sneaking up on you from different directions?
Well, they haven't come since the night that had happened a few nights ago, but Nork's afraid to leave.
I can understand that.
There's not many of them now, and there's enough of us that I think that they stay away.
Well,
But-
there always is strength in numbers. So
But I do have to make a trip to the port, and I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave my hills.
Kraz would not roll an insight check because Kraz just assumes all of this is true. Would anyone else roll an insight check? Not to tell you how to play your characters, but
no, that's fine. I actually will, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll roll an insight check. And probably not going to do well. 14.
14. Everything he's told you so far seems to be
Okay.
true.
Okay.
He seems to be almost like too honest, actually, like with his answers. Basically, like he's kind of naive in the sense that he's a little smarter than most goblins and just kind of says whatever's on his mind.
Understand naive very well. So, I guess I'll ask him, what business do you have at the port? What's your desire to go to the port?
As well, and he points over towards his alchemy kit set, and there's like a crate down at the bottom that's closed. It's like been closed already and sealed. And he puts a hand on it and he says, this one here is bound for the guild.
Oh, okay.
We can deliver that for you,
Yes.
but in order to kind of help speed things along, it might be a good idea for us to look into what's going on with this, so that future runs can be done by you and your people alone, and not have to worry about calling in outside help just to get your wares to where they need to go. The reason I asked about the road is because if we're looking into this, it might be a good idea to make an approach from a direction they wouldn't expect. That way we can get a better idea of what they're doing when they think no one's watching them.
Do a little reconnaissance as well, just before we make our approach.
Nork, like, his eyes like light up. He's like, I see. You're gonna want to go to the road then, and go from the road to the farm instead of through the hills. They'll know if you come from the hills. They're probably watching for us.
Thank you for that little tip, Nork. I was thinking of going through the hills to catch them off guard, but if they're going to be looking for us from that direction...
Well, they'll be looking for me.
Well, they'll be looking for you, but they won't be expecting us.
We draw them out.
And then Nork like puts his head down and he says, I don't want anyone else to get hurt. I just don't want to be blamed for this.
And you shouldn't expect it. We will do our best to ensure that no one else gets hurt here.
I put my hand on the little Gobbo's shoulder and my helmet like does the little like disengage
Iron
thing.
Man.
Yeah, the Iron Man decompress thing, and like rolls back, and I just look at him deep in the eyes and I say,
I'm very sorry, but it sounds like that might be unavoidable.
However, we can limit any kind of situation if we can narrow down who's directly behind it. If we target only the threat, then that threat is neutralized and minimal life is lost. Is that acceptable to you, Nork?
Well, do what you have to do, but the people are nice, and most of them are nice to us, and a few are just quick to point fingers is all.
Norm, my good friend, do not worry, for we are heroes. We will solve this problem in the heroic way.
I smile to Prudy and to Kraz, like just totally stoked on everything they just said, and my helmet closes back up, and I disengage from the little gobbo and make my way around back to the door.
As you guys are kind of, talking with each other, like about to leave, Nork says, "If you would like, you can take one of these with you. I would just any of these ones up here, I would just throw them at your enemies, though. I don't know exactly what they do, but none of them can be very good."
The throwing kind and not the drinking kind. Yes. It is not always fun to mix them up, until it is. Mostly not, though.
I'll take you up on that if you've got one or two you could spare.
Says, yeah, if each of you would like to pick one, that would be fine. And basically in front of you guys, you have, like I said, an assortment. You can just tell me what kind of color you want it to be. If a color picture fancy.
Is there a purple one?
There definitely is a purple one.
I'll take one of those.
Is there one with like a purple-red mix?
Yeah.
Does it smell flammable?
Give me investigation as you like put it up to your nose.
Okay.
We'll decide it that way. It does not.
10. Okay.
10? It does not, yeah.
I'll grab it and hold on to it anyway, just in case.
Okay.
But I'm gonna walk to the door and kind of stop there, taking a good long look outside before stepping out. I want to make sure that there's no threat, no obvious threat before I step back out into the open.
Kraz
Sure.
walks between your legs.
I would like to look for it. Sorry, go ahead, Timo. I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy. You've been
No, I was
facing
gonna
this way.
say, is there a bluish or blue purple kind of hue?
There's definitely a bunch of blue ones, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a blue one, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that you got a blue one, and it's definitely like as it's kind of swirling, you can see it like sparkle.
Okay.
I would like to find my best estimation for one that I think would react with lightning.
There's like a white milky one.
That looked like it would react with lightning to my arcanist knowledge.
Probably, considering it's glowing.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna grab that one then.
I mean,
like,
you shoot enough lightning
flashing.
at anything, it reacts to lightning, you know?
Oh, that's
So-
true. That's true.
True.
Fire and electricity are often catalysts.
Hell yeah. I make my way out behind Prudy, I guess.
All right, so you guys can go to leave if you like. Nork's kind of right behind you, and he says, "Now it's just over this hill over here. But like I said, if you were trying to be a little inconspicuous, you would just loop back to the road that you came from and go north a little bit, and you'll run into a group of farm homes."
Well, if they're not going to expect us coming from the road, which seems very odd, but I'm I'm going to take it. I think we should trust his judgment.
Technically, they won't expect us from any direction because they're not expecting us.
Oh, they might be expecting you because, well, Goblin. Just from that, in order to catch them off guard, if we approach them from a direction with a Goblin that they're not expecting, that might throw off any enemies that might be watching for company.
Maybe, but these are all Western Forest Goblins, and I am an Eastern Forest Goblin. It's all in the nose. It's very different. So they might not be confused.
True,
but we'll see.
But they also might not know the difference.
If there's one thing I know about humans, very few of them are discerning between different goblins.
Well, then I shall teach them the name, Kraz the Beneficent. Let us go. He waits,
I'm good for
to
that.
make sure everyone else is actually going before striding off.
How far is the farmhouse where this took place?
It's probably going to be like an hour walk total.
Okay, so
not long, not far.
If I were to toss my hawk up there and hold on to somebody's shoulder, then I could spy ahead on the road for us before we have to worry about any trouble.
Sure.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
I'm 5'7" as well.
I shall serve as your guide.
Sorry.
Short gang.
I'm 5'11", I think.
Boy. I'm also strong, so I can try to lift you, I guess.
I'm roughly waist high, so really,
all I really need to do is to be able to hold on to somebody's shoulder. I won't be able to see or hear, but I can still walk. Okay. So as long as I can hold on to somebody to lead me, then I can use the hawk for my senses.
Put your hand on the gobbo's head.
I shall lead you. And the top of his head is
if you want, I have my shield on my back. You can latch onto that.
Either way works for me.
Shield. Me.
I'll make you a slave.
I'll place my hand gently on top of Kraz's head. And
he removes his fancy hat, and underneath you see just this pompadour, rough style, almost helmet of hair that he has greasily kind of put together. And it's not fun to touch, but it's not gross, but it's just not aesthetically nice, or it's not, ideal, but he's happy to be your to aid you in this.
Well, you've got a turtle shell, you've got a metal shell, or you've
got
I'll
do my best. And I'll do my best to not mess up the hairstyle too much.
Good news. There's a lot of product, so you'd really have to. It's really you are more danger than Kraz's hair.
Good to know. Good to know. So yeah, I'm running the my perception through a hawk currently.
Yep.
Let me see if I can find the thing for that. Or I will add that to my, because I know how to do that. I will add that to my thing, and y'all just continue doing what you're doing, and I'll find what I'm finding.
Yeah, so Nork comes up to Kraz and in Goblin says, I made that one correctly. You can drink that one.
Oh, it's a drinker.
Yeah,
I was
yours only. There's I wouldn't drink that one. Yours, you drink.
Well, I appreciate that. I was gonna go go with my gut kind of goblin. Is kind of how I like to run things. I'll keep what you say in mind, at least for my potion, and we'll see what everyone else wants to do with theirs.
He laughs. You could tell he definitely is a bit more calm talking to you. He doesn't have a problem talking to anyone else, but obviously using Goblin, he's more comfortable.
And do not worry. Do not worry, Norman. We will solve this problem.
Norman.
You keep calling him different names, and he's every time he like tilts his head, he's like, I'm
And he does
unsure
it
whether this is on purpose or
he did again, he can be sure for the listener, he is just not good with names. But
Fair
wants
enough.
to dive in every time, and it's just like, I know the heroes immediately would say, yes, you name, we will help you. And then, but it's just, he doesn't take the time to like make sure
Actually
he
learn the
remembers it.
name.
And so he just like throws it out, and like it works just enough, and everyone else covers for him, so that like, it is what it is.
That's brilliant.
And you just you hear kind of quietly, "Shut up, Carl. I got it so that I can throw it and maybe blow it up." Okay. No, it's not a waste of time. Just go to sleep. Go to sleep, Carl. I don't want to deal with you.
Hey Carl, I think it's a drinker potion.
oh no.
It's not. Anyway,
Reasonably
Jason,
sure it's not Carl. I'm what? No.
Jason,
No, I did not leave the
Yes.
stove on.
what does your god say about this? When small folk, ill-suited to defend themselves, are beset by enemies, what should you do?
Protect them at all costs.
I don't want to kill humans.
Okay, that's fine. Protecting them isn't exactly killing them. You can capture someone. You can talk. You can talk with somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean kill.
I'm good at 3 things. Fighting, building, and something that I won't mention right now.
chewing bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I was hoping that was coming up too.
Are you sure that we can fight them without killing anyone?
I believe so. Yes.
Well, let's just find out.
That one I'm worried about.
I point at Kraz.
Kraz is just like still very like proudly like sort of striding, sort of marching, but he has these like stubby little legs. As there's a hand on his pompadour, and you don't know if he didn't hear you or isn't paying attention or is ignoring you, but either way is marching forward.
Nice. You hear some goblin, which Kraz would know is basically just Nork telling everyone else to bid you guys farewell, and you see behind you as you guys are going to leave is everybody is stopped and is like giving you that like half wave with their hand.
Yes, the traditional goblin farewell of the pageant wave.
It's like it's almost like they like are like, ugh, can't believe I have to do this.
Goodbye.
Aw.
All right, and I assume you guys are going to go back to the road,
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So
That was the plan.
that's the
It's the
plan.
road.
the
Mhm.
path, I should say.
Yep.
Correct.
All right, Wolfie, you're back.
Yep, and I've got the hawk up and running, so that can keep an eye out on the road ahead of us for us, at least for a little bit.
Yeah, you want to give me a perception real quick as you guys are walking your way closer?
Yep.
Every one of us, or just
Committed
Just
to
the
that.
hawk.
okay?
I love the commitment.
8. Not very good. Passive is 14, but
Yeah,
active is 8.
so the hawk, I mean, it's definitely going to be able to see. There's a group of 4 like very small kind of houses, and one of them has a barn attached to it.
Okay.
And that's kind of where you're heading right now.
Okay, and
and you're able to see through them, through
okay,
the hawk,
so
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so you would see that.
Do I see anybody like moving around at all?
Yeah, you see a couple of figures moving around. Nothing like I would say out of the ordinary.
Okay, so like nobody lying in wait or anything. Of course, granted with the roll,
No.
it's possible it might have missed something if there was anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you don't see anyone trying to
Okay.
be sneaky. It is pretty flat around here, so there is a lot of kind of smaller foliage and stuff and trees here and there, but there's like nowhere really for them to kind of like ambush from. Basically,
okay,
there's not a good
So-
spot for it anyway. Is what you would see.
I'll go ahead and mention that to the party, and then kind of return back to myself. So I'm not seeing through the hawk. I'm just myself again.
You can remove the hand from your head.
Yep.
You don't
Yep.
have to be clear. You can, but
Well, in order to make sure that my weapons are prepped just in case, I'm gonna need to.
oh, fine.
I'm actually not going to draw my weapons at all.
I don't draw. Yeah, I don't draw anything, but I do like pop open the case for my crossbow bolt or my. No, wait, I've got a short bow. Okay, so I do unsnap the thing, keeping the rapier in its frog. Other than that, I don't actually draw anything. Just kind of getting prepped.
You just see Casper like grow by about 4 inches higher, and you can hear like mechanical servos in his legs. Like, I'm just getting big, just to look intimidating. Not that I have intimidation or anything, but I assume people will be more scared of bigger people and won't want to mess with bigger people.
Since I'm in chainmail, I'm just gonna like pretend to do the same thing just to make it the appearance.
Kraz is always drawn to his fullest height, so and always intimidating. So he changes nothing.
Meanwhile, you've got me coming along, and my knees kind of bend a little, and I kind of go into a little bit of a crouch. Everybody else is making themselves big, and I'm
Yeah,
going, no.
different vibes.
Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So, moon high in the sky at this point, very bright. How do you guys want to approach this little 4-building area?
You
There's kind of
already
like
said
2
that-
buildings on each side. One of them, the one with the barn, is kind of pushed back a little bit and is closer to kind of all of the like farming area and ranching area, where
How
the
late
other
is
ones
it?
seem to be homes.
Sorry,
So.
how late is it at night?
Um,
Like how spooky are we coming up and?
It's not really that spooky. It is a brighter moon than usual, so you do have a little bit more light than you're probably used to at night. But besides that, it's not like spooky. It's not like fog or anything like that.
Well, and I mean, like, if someone saw us coming up, would we also be like, would it be a startling thing?
I see what you're saying. Probably not.
Okay, and we can
It's
have like
not
a
late
torch
enough
out, too,
like
if we
that.
want.
It's like just after dinner time, but it's dark, so it's like fall time this time of year. So
Good to know.
From the front, I guess.
Do we see anybody yet?
as you get closer, you would definitely see people coming in and out.
Do they see
mainly by the houses. If you got closer, yeah, they're definitely going to see you. I mean, they might see you like walking or something like that. No one's going to take exception to someone on the road until you get closer, and then obviously that might be a different story.
I just want to take note of like the general appearance of some of the people passing by, whether it's just like the type of clothing, general hair color, that kind of thing. Just in case it might come in handy later.
Yeah, that's fair. And sorry, yeah, I have a memer brain, so the general the salute.
I get it.
When someone says general something,
Mhm.
general something.
It's a compulsion.
Yeah,
Physically unable to not make the
Yep.
meme.
yeah,
That's
Like
why we
anytime
really
anyone says
appreciate
Colonel,
it.
I think Sanders.
yeah. It's bad because I did it at the DMV one time. When you
sounds
forget
good.
when you forget you're in public and you start memeing, it's a problem.
Or is it?
It's not. It's fine. All right.
Wonderful.
So I guess from an approach standpoint, so there's two buildings on either side, and the barn is what we're going to investigate. Which side is the barn in the middle? Is it towards the left? Is it towards the right?
It's towards the back right
Back
from
right.
how you guys are coming. Yeah, you pretty much have to. If you stay on the path, you're going to walk right in between two houses on your left and one on the right, and then a little bit ways back from that on the right is going to be your the barn with the house attached. And these are shacks basically. They're square, well, rectangular. They're nothing fancy.
Can I attempt to sneak into the barn? Just bypass everybody and sneak right in?
You can try if you want. Your best course of action, looking right from your way, is to go way wide to the right and just hope no one sees you.
That's what I was thinking as well.
That's kind of what I was thinking in the first place. Just because rogue's got a rogue.
Well, Paladin kind of clunk, so I don't know if y'all want me to go right now.
Yeah, it's less of a noise thing, because if you're going to go way wide, they're not going to hear you. It's going to be more of a visual thing, obviously, so if they just happen to see you.
13 plus 8 is 21.
Damn, plus 8?
Expertise.
Yeah.
My man's a sneaky.
Rogue's got a rogue. I mean, it's kind of my catchphrase.
I guess
and that's
while
why
he's doing that, me and the paladin make as much of a noise as we can and just go straight up the front, straight up the middle. Draw attention to ourselves.
Yeah, why not?
Oh.
Then we can do that. That's fine.
Where do you guys tell Kraz to go? Being both wanting to be a symbol for justice and also being a goblin and
Sit in
being
the car.
sneaky is none of these options seem good.
Make sure Prudy doesn't get into trouble.
Okay.
I was about to say I would kind of be like, go ahead and come with me because they're going to be causing a distraction. So maybe we can get some investigating done without anybody interfering.
Yes, I am an expert investigator. Looks sideways at his -1 intelligence and only +1 wisdom.
I think I would know this by this point, and I would say,
You sure are, buddy.
Kraz looks up at you and it's just like beaming, like his eyes get wetter than usual, I guess, and is just like now heartened to do Kraz's absolute beneficent best.
I think that
Prudy just kind of smirks with the +5 investigation. So
I think that when they walk off, there's that like awkward moment.
I'll need your help. I'll need your help to make it to get this investigated.
I think that when they walk off, there's that awkward moment where I just kind of look over at Jasper and I'm like,
The hell was that about?
I try not to ask anymore.
There's a vibe. That makes sense.
He's a lovable creature though.
No, I mean he
tries
gets like, really
very
like
hard.
deep on me like real quick. Like, I just gave him a compliment and he just like took it like so to heart. I didn't know how to take that.
You know,
Kraz, can I get a stealth roll?
Yeah, I was gonna say. First of all, you may not surprise you, but Kraz doesn't get that many compliments.
Aw.
But also, yes, happily roll a stealth roll. I was thinking, Nathan was thinking Kraz would go wherever enthusiastically, but was thinking of maybe being a little bit even further back, kind of to hopefully, because a goblin sneaking around in the dark is worrisome. So I don't know if it'd be better to be with the party member as kind of like cover, or if it's better for him to be just like totally removed and kind of on its own. Probably with the party member, I guess, right?
That's up to you.
I'll do that just because that's less having to deal with that.
Meanwhile, Prudy is thinking, well, since the goblin's with me, if they open fire, I have no problem whatsoever returning fire. Because then I'm just defending myself.
I think that's a 10.
Oof.
Yeah, that is a 10. Luckily, they're not like no one's looking for you.
Good, because they would see me.
And you guys are pretty far back still, so we'll probably have you roll stealth again once we get into some talking action, most likely with the other two, if they're just going to be walking right up in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna walk in. Just gonna clunk, clunk, clunk with my chainmail and my shield on my back.
I'm gonna let him lead on this one. He's probably better with words than I am.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So you guys can definitely approach, and as you do, they would obviously see you at some point, and a few of them would kind of stand at their doors, which are not far from the path, and kind of see if you're just gonna be walking through, or if you're gonna stop for any reason.
We're just passing through, good sirs and madams.
And let's see, you're an elf, and
I-
then you have a mechanical turtle.
I really love that you guys are just like clumping through, shouting out, "Just passing through,
Just
everybody!
passing through.
Don't mind us. Just
Yeah.
go about your business. But we're here. But don't worry, we won't be staying long. But pay attention."
Are you
Nor-
actually just passing through?
We're walking right up to him, right?
So I mean, shoot.
More of a stopping by than passing through at this point, isn't it?
I guess so. I guess so. Shoot.
Because if you're just gonna say you're passing through, then I guess I'll take like deception. But if you're, gonna like talk to them obviously and stop, then that'll be different.
It's getting later at night. We can actually, maybe we can see if we can find a place to tent for the night. So that's what I'll walk up to them and ask them if we're on our way to Glacier Peaks, and we'd like to see if we can find a place to rest, even if it's nearby by a campground. We just wanted to make our own campground. We just wanted to make sure that we weren't disturbing anybody. Let everyone know that we were going to be camping nearby.
So the guy on the right kind of steps forward before the other two can say anything on the left, and he goes, "Well, if you want to stay near here, just be warned that it's not really the safest place at the moment, but behind the two houses there on the other side, there's plenty of room, plenty of land."
Thank you. Why is it not so good out here?
He says, "Well, there's been some goblin attack recently, and there's a group of them there right over the hill, and it's just better to be on guard. Kind of, we take turns staying up throughout the night just to make sure nothing's going on. In fact, where you guys are going to be staying, you're going to want to probably do the same."
Oh, I don't really sleep. I'm actually meditate. So for about 4 hours. So we should be good.
He goes, "Ah, yes, the elves." By the way, these are all human. They definitely look like they're peasants, right? They're a little dirtier. They have rougher hands. They're farm hands basically, and they just kind of live in these smaller little shacks. But you can tell that they're, by the noises coming from inside the houses, is that there are like children and stuff present as well.
Okay.
So it looks just kind of normal from here, but yeah, he rolled very poorly, so he is going to believe you for now that you just want to check up for the night behind those houses.
Fair. Would you also take my assistance to help guard, help keep watch for the night?
You know what? Roll persuasion real quick.
Okay. And I'm proficient. And it's still a 10.
We just like to get the rolls in there.
Yeah, no, I get you.
He says, "Well, you're certainly welcome to spend some time with us. Like I said, one of us is going to be awake here and kind of on the path just to keep a lookout. So if anyone's going to be up, you're more than welcome to hang out with us. But we're going to keep our guard the way that we have it set up."
No, I wasn't saying replace. I was just going to fortify,
Of course.
essentially.
Well, then of course.
Brother, I am fortifying this position.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
You're the clanking.
Yeah, you just hear like rapid hammer smacks of me going outside and like looking over their defensive fortifications, and without anybody saying, like, as soon as they said, as I heard like fortifications and stuff like earlier in the conversation, I turned on my heel, walked out, and began making improvements to it.
Oh yeah, there's no defensive fortifications here.
I start erecting them by myself. I have strength, so whatever like pieces of wood that I can find and that look like they're spare, I just start dragging them around and using my smith's tools and my tinkerer's tools, I begin fortifying this position.
What a fascinating vibe of just like walking in, being like, guys, we're just here for the night. Don't worry about it. And then just walking out to the edge of like, I'm building a wall. Hell yeah. Adventurer.
You're making goblins pay for it.
Damn.
Right? I'm right here. Right here.
That was a joke. Topical, I know. But
that was
a very
good,
easy
though.
low-hanging fruit.
That was so good. Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, you could find obviously they would have broad trees here, like brought down trees so that they can have firewood and things like that. So there'd be some larger branches and things that you could find, and also some bigger logs that you could probably take and use.
Yeah. I definitely help myself to whatever I can find around the town.
Yeah.
If anybody accosts me or asks me what I'm doing, I do not say a word to them. I just continue.
So the guy that's talking to Jason right now is like, "What's your mate doing there?"
Looks like he might be building a structure of some kind. Let me go ask him.
While all that noise and distraction is going on, I'd like to investigate the barn.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm gonna say, "Hey, what you building there, buddy?"
Well, what are you building?
These people are defenseless.
Are you building like a wall? Or are you building a...
I am building a symbol.
Okay. Like Batman?
I like there's like the sound of like metal hinging as I like slowly turn my head to look at you, and I say,
No.
Sorry, but we've now made Batman canon in your world, I guess.
I was almost
character
expecting
to
a
respond.
"What's Batman?"
I'm gonna,
Not like that, but it's not like Batman.
you know what it's gonna be? Is it's gonna be like a vendor in the port who like just has like a bat symbol on him or something, and he just like sells like bat wings for potions or something. I'll figure it out. Anyway, there will be Batman. Yeah, we can switch over
just
to
could
the
be
other two.
Bateman or Bateman.
Bateman.
And just they call him
Yeah,
Batman.
there you go.
Bateman. No, not like Bateman.
That's-
okay.
Definitely what Kraz would call that person. Not on
For sure.
purpose, but
So, we can switch back to the other two for now. You could both give me stealth rolls with advantage because the people are occupied at the moment.
The investigation came out to 14.
Okay. Get to that in just a second. Give me those stealth rolls. And you have advantage too, remember that?
That's a 12.
it's a 20, baby. I think. Did I take it with disadvantage? Yeah, it's a total 20. I think it says an 8, but that's not what's real. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, I see it. I did roll with advantage, and you got a 17 plus the 3, which is a 20. Yeah, so you guys are both good. And coming from the back side of the barn, there is like a small fence if you were trying to go into like the back door. There would be a small fence you'd have to get over. It's just like one of those very simple that you see even today with the wooden posts, and there's just kind of two posts that go lengthwise all the way down. And of course, a few of them are off because why wouldn't they be? But yeah, you would just have to get past that, and then you could go in through the back of the barn. There is light inside of the barn currently.
Are there any windows?
There is a house that is attached. There is a window on the backside and on the side that you kind of came up from. They are both covered.
Okay.
On the inside with curtains.
It was weird.
How would you guys like to approach?
Kaz is waiting for the lead investigator to.
I'd like to use acrobatics to get past the fence and get to the window.
Oh yeah.
In order to try and peek inside to get a better idea of what is going on right here before trying to enter anywhere.
Yeah, so you guys are far enough to the side where there's just that smaller fence you can get over first. There is a taller one closer to where the house is, but going over now, you don't have to worry about that. So you can get over that very easily and then just make your way up to the house. I will need a stealth roll as you get close enough to peek through the window.
Okay.
Is that just
with
a straight one?
advantage?
Do advantage again, yeah. Like I said, no one knows that you're out there. And it is nighttime.
18.
And you are in the dark now currently behind the house, by the way. Like the shadow from the house.
26.
Wow.
18 and 26.
Yeah, no one knows you're there.
Okay. Yeah,
you have dark vision, right? You're an elf, right?
I do.
I
do too.
I do.
I'm a cat.
Oh yeah, you're an elf. You're a cat. You have dark vision?
And I don't remember if I have dark vision or not. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Say, if a cat
pretty sure.
doesn't have dark vision, then 5e fucked up.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that you did, but you always got to make sure. Then again, like
Regular
everybody wants
cats
dark
don't
vision.
have dark vision, so that's why I was like, huh. Yeah, I do have dark vision, so there is that.
All right. You could give me a perception if you want to try to peek through this window. It is going to be tough because there is a curtain in the way, but there's a couple small little places where you might be able to.
Yeah, I'll roll perception. And plus 14.
14. So the only thing that you can kind of get out of this is that there is a light source coming from the other side of the room where like the door would be. So you're kind of inferring from what you can see that the door is open, but there's no other light on the inside of this place.
Okay, I don't see any like shadows moving around or anything like that either.
Nope, but you can hear the like hissing of a cat.
I hiss back.
Do you
Oh yeah,
speak
you're a
cat?
cat person.
Is that insensitive to ask?
Can you give me another stealth with disadvantage?
I have animal handling.
Although, wouldn't
Sorta.
this be more deception? Because I'm just trying to make it sound like the cat is arguing with a cat outside.
We're gonna go for you getting noticed rather than talking with a cat.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Because, animal instinct and all.
That's pretty funny though. You being a cat
3 plus 8 is
Like 8.
11.
is 11. You hear footsteps now inside of the house, and then you hear that cat hiss like get louder, and then like a shuffle back into the corner of the house. So you would know basically something tried to move, the cat was like no, and then it stopped again.
Okay. I'd like to try and sneak around into the barn itself, but I want to stop at like any doorway to be able to look inside before trying to step inside.
Oh yeah, so the back of this barn actually doesn't have a door.
I can crawl
Right.
through the window.
I could give you a boost.
I'm very good with animals.
But we'll need to get the window open, right? Or is the window already open?
I'm very good with opening windows.
You didn't see any kind of locking mechanism on it.
Okay, then yeah, I'll give him a boost to try and get him inside that way, if that's what he wants to do.
Good, always good when the DM reacts like that to a plan. Cool, good.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, you could definitely do that if that's what you guys want to do.
yes, I will not be deterred by you, sir.
That's completely fine by me.
So if I can, would love to, like, I don't know if it's locked or if it just needs kind of like a stealthy open or perhaps a sleight of hand open.
Yes, I was gonna ask for sleight of hand to try to open this without like alarming anything.
That's great.
In the house.
So, right before, as you're mentioning, oh, I can give you a boost. Kraz looks very excited and then calms down for a moment and gets very serious and then reaches into one of the pockets of his, tunic and or we'll assume goblin utility belt for adventuring and pulls out just a little rock that appears to have just a snowflake on it. And he kind of like holds it very close and then says, help me out, please. And then he gives it a little kiss and then he puts it back in his pocket and then he climbs in. And then it climbs up and tries to get the sleight of hand. I have advantage on sleight of hands checks due to things. Kissing rocks.
It's fine. Kiss all the rocks you want. Let's see the roll.
17.
Nice.
Very nice. Oh, how'd that pop up? Okay. Yeah, so you can definitely slide that window open. It slides up. It's like one of those half windows. It's kind of fancy for people out here.
On a barn too, right?
Yeah. Well, this is the house attached to the barn.
Oh.
Yeah.
I misunderstood. But yeah, I sneak in. I plop down onto the ground. It's all very stealthy, very sneaky, I assure you.
Yeah, so you see in front of you as you're kind of like knelt on the ground near the bottom where this window is. You see in front of you, the door to this place is open and there is moonlight pouring in. And with that moonlight and your dark vision, you would see that there is a cat, an all black cat sitting on a bed. And in the corner, kind of being held in the corner by this cat, it seems like, is a human male.
Does the human male notice me?
No.
And the cat is just like staring at this person. And like,
oh yeah,
the presence is that
when he tries to move is like hissing. And
this is a development that Kraz was not expecting. Nor was Nathan.
Which is why I made that reaction when you wanted to climb through the window. I was like, okay.
And with me still outside, I have no idea what the heck's going on, so I'm just taking my cues from Kraz the Goblin.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I just if there was anything that I could have stepped down onto, like a counter or something like that, or if I just flopped to the ground out of the window. Both I am exceptionally into, but just for
yeah, we would say you did like the when you're climbing down off a building in Assassin's Creed, you get your hands all extended out and just kind of let go. You're only a few inches off the ground, so you're able to quietly go down, and then you crouch because there was the bed right in front of you there, which is, I mean, probably a little bit shorter than you when you're standing. So
just to mention it, that move is actually called a cat leap.
There you go.
A Kraz leap, more like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll say Kraz would take a moment, take this in, and like wait and like not bad amount of time, but a slightly uncomfortable amount of time, just like staring, because he is so interested and confused by what is going on that it's just like goblin gears are turning in his brain. And he decides that there might be some rescuing that needs to be done. And that's what heroes do. And 2, he's not quite smart enough to figure out exactly what's happening. He knows that. And so he will, you see the little, like, first you see the little feather, and then the hat, and then the goblin face pop back out of the window if you're still there, and will just whisper, I think someone is in there being held hostage by a cat.
That's some sort of crack.
I think I need to go rescue them. They need help. They need a hero.
Oh my god, no.
I need a hero. Sorry.
I need a hero.
Do you want to come? Or will it be a solo mission and you can be my lookout?
I'm going to crawl in the window behind Kraz because I don't quite understand what he's trying to say. I mean, clearly he's telling exactly what he thinks is going on, which, me being outside and not seeing any of it, I'm just like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Unless the cat is like me, in which case, are you making some sort of joke about cat people?
Kraz would never.
So I go to crawl in through the window to try and figure out what the heck's going on.
He says, be careful. I had to do this thing called a Kraz fall to get down silently. You should try it. It's very effective.
Being a bit taller, I think I would probably just stand up.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I am gonna do stealth because I'm guessing in order to get through the window.
Yep.
Okay.
Just to see if you do it quietly or if you make some noise.
Yikes! That's 13.
13. So you do make it through the window, and as you're kind of coming down, setting up for your Kraz fall, your knee knocks the wall. And the cat definitely looks at you for a second, and then like a split second, and you look at it, and it is actually a cat, like a regular cat. So there was no joke there. And then you see the same thing that Kraz saw, which is there is a human male kind of like arms up against the wall, like trying to stay away from this cat. That's like
Terrified of the cat.
Kraz told you.
True.
And he sees you guys now too, but he's not moving or like doing anything. He's like looking at you and looking at the cat and looking at you and looking at the cat.
Where is the light coming from?
The light is coming from the doorway, which was the opposite of the window.
Okay,
and,
so
yeah,
there are no candles or anything
actually
that are lit. I mean, are there candles in here that are unlit, or are they lit?
There would be candles in here, yes, but they are unlit. You can see just fine. I mean, you have dark vision as well as, I mean, there's some moonlight coming through the door. So,
just to make absolutely certain, I'm going to use prestidigitation and light the candles.
Sure, it's a little bit brighter in here.
That way, if there's anything hiding in corners or shadows, it's better lit.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Kraz had been trying to sneak, and then as soon as our cover was blown, and then you like turned on all the candles, Kraz immediately just like perks up and it's like, "Did you do that? That was very cool." With the candles and the fire, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Wow. I mean, I still think you're weird talking to that skull, but that's a neat trick. Anyway, and Kraz
Carl
spins
and
on
I
his
have
heel.
been through a lot.
Kraz spins on his heel and he has a shield out. He has his rapier and is like hunkered down like a Spartan warrior in 300. And slowly kind of like inches up towards whatever the situation is. And is like, "Excuse me, citizen. What sort of trouble do you find yourself in?"
He says, get this thing away from me. You can move the map over just a little bit, by the way, so you can see this room, and you can probably zoom in a little bit too.
I see it.
It is part of the map here.
I'm gonna go grab the cat by the scruff of the neck.
An escalation. This is a hostage situation. You can't just go in willy-nilly. This is a very volatile.
Going short bows blazing.
Well, I would much rather try to move the cat than just, set it on fire. So
Fuck you up.
I figure I'm gonna try to move the cat by picking it up by the scruff of the neck.
All right. Well, as you guys can see by this map here, this lovely little map, this was kind of like I didn't expect a lot to happen in this room, but here we are. You can see that there is a little bit of light coming through from the moonlight, and there's a cat on that bed. Pretty
I do
detailed,
see that.
but yeah, give me a dex check, and they're gonna roll the save as you try to
Okay.
grab this cat.
So good.
14 plus 4, 18.
18. Nice. It got 16, so you do manage to grab it by the scruff as you go out and reach for it. And for the second, it looks like it's gonna like get away, and it goes to the end of the bed, and it looks like it's gonna jump off, and you grab it right as it jumps. And you have a cat in your hand now that you're holding by the scruff.
Put that in your inventory.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna toss it out the door. No.
As soon as you kind
Out
of
the
have it in
window.
your hand,
Cat on
like,
cat violence.
as soon as you like have it in your hand, this guy like is gonna like bolt for the door.
I want to toss him out the window we came in instead.
The cat.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I mean, I guess just like make a dex randomly
Okay.
because you're throwing
Is this
something.
the direction that you thought this was going to go?
I didn't know someone was gonna throw the cat.
that poor cat.
13.
13. Yeah, you whip this cat out the window, I guess. Just kind of like straight arm it away from you, and just do the whole like straight arm spin as like the back end of it starts to come around from the motion, and you just yeet it out the window. Of course, the cat lands on its feet and everything is fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna turn back to the person and go, "Okay, now what?"
He is like looking directly at you, and he says, "I need to get out of here." And he like goes for the door, which is down here.
Halt! Hold on.
Oh, I can't ping. There we go.
I think both Kraz and I are both gonna try and stop this guy from leaving, because we have some questions. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna say that because he was gonna try and bolt as soon as you like had the cat. By the time you got over and flung him out the window, Kraz is gonna have a chance to kind of step in front of this guy and stop him. Otherwise, he's gonna make it to the door.
If Kraz misses, I want to try and grab him with a grapple, but I'm
Okay.
gonna give Kraz the chance first, because closer.
So, Kraz, what are you gonna do to try to stop this guy who's twice your height?
Trip him.
Mm.
He does have to come by you, like close enough to you that you can do something like within 5 feet. He does have to get into this square at some point.
As
You were scared of the cats. Trip him.
well, he's afraid of the cat. So imagine how afraid he's going to be of Kraz. Kraz is going to, as he's, slow motion, seeing all of these things happen, cat being chucked out the window, guy bolting, all of this information. Kraz knows that he has to get in between this person and the exit because he's containing a scene, essentially. And he kind of like swings around in front of the door, towards the door, enough, and is going to take his shield and take his little rapier falchion thing, and is going to hunker down and is going to say, "You must stop! We are not done with you yet!" And he's going to try and intimidate this person to at least get him to take a step back for a moment. And as this happens, you see another pocket in his little belt of adventuring kind of light up just a little bit, not like super bright, but someone who's seeing him from the right angle sees just little motes of arcane energy kind of pop up, because I also have advantage on intimidation checks.
Wow.
Why did Kraz get slightly more German when he got the?
I was gonna say something about that. Yeah.
That's 23.
Jeez Louise.
Intimidation.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So he comes up around this bed as the cat goes gets thrown out the window. And all of a sudden this goblin, fully battle ready, is standing in front of him, says halt, and he stops immediately in his tracks. Like he can't even move his feet. He even probably takes a half a step backwards again.
Just hold on for one moment, sir. He says, also wrangling his sword and shield, and is trying to gesture peacefully. We're still trying to figure out what is happening, please. We have contained or averted the cat threat, the small cat threat. We just need to ask you some questions, see what's happening, and we need to make sure the scene is secured.
More cats.
We've transplanted the small cat with a larger cat. But he's a good cat.
He goes, seems I don't have a choice. But I do feel a little better. And then you see his eyes pop open for just a second, and look behind you. And you turn your head really quick to see that the cat is standing right in the doorway, but it's just sitting there peacefully. The black cat, that is.
Sir, who are you, and why is this cat threatening you?
He says, my name is Rupert Miller, and I have no clue where that cat came from.
Is this your home, Mr. Miller?
Yes, it is.
And this is not your cat?
No. I have many animals, but no cats.
When did the cat first appear?
I've been here for 6 days.
Just a few minutes before you did. It was very strange. I was here laying down, and the door suddenly opened, and this cat was here.
Psychic cat.
And it wouldn't let me leave.
Kraz is a people person, but he's not really a people reading person. That's why he forgets names all the time. But what he is pretty good at is reading animals, and kind of getting their whole vibes, getting what they're about. So out of the corner of his eye, can Kraz do an animal handling check just to see why, is this cat is acting weird, but how unnaturally weird, and what its kind of intentions are, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Go ahead and give it a roll.
Good thing I kissed that rock earlier, because I have advantage on this as well. It's really working out quite well for me. Wow, what a fantastic build I accidentally made. That's a 7 with advantage.
Yikes. A 4 and a 7 with advantage. Whew. Definitely seems like a normal cat, at first glance. Obviously something's weird with it because you've never seen a cat do something like this before. But currently it's just sitting there, kind of almost like it's letting you, take the reins, but he's definitely like sitting in the doorway, and you would assume, based on what you saw previously, that this guy would probably not be allowed to leave. At least this cat
Hey.
wouldn't allow that.
Couple of quick questions. One, we've heard that something strange happened regarding with your wife recently. And two, could this cat have any connection with that event?
He like as soon as you mention his wife, he like looks right down at the floor, which then prompts you guys to look down at the floor, and you notice for the first time that there is some slightly washed, but definitely still there bloodstains. You can kind of see them a little bit on the map.
Oh.
But there's no like body or anything around, and he very somberly says, yes, Emma, she was some kind of attack, and she's gone.
I'm gonna shoot the cat.
Oh God,
With what?
we don't know about this cat yet.
An arrow.
I technically
Because-
trust the cat equally as I do this person at this juncture.
As
Uh.
someone who has a familiar, this might be a familiar. And if that's the case,
Do you want to roll like an
We've got-
Arcana
You-
check?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you want to roll Arcana?
Sorry to.
that actually
Yeah,
would
for
be
you.
a better idea.
No, you're good.
I just
You're
fell
good.
into it. I'm sorry.
We have the same
Too
mindset.
many
it's fine.
hours.
Fuck
We have
it.
the same mindset.
Point of no return immediately.
Screw this cat.
It's up to you. You can roll Arcana to see if it has some kind of magical properties, or you can try to shoot it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but
I keep forgetting that I actually have what the hell is that?
Astronaut says shoot the cat.
Shoot the cat, shoot the cat.
No.
If it proves to be, or if it seems to be like it's a familiar, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it regardless. But
Okay.
Oh shit.
nat 20 plus
Nat
5,
20.
so that's 25 total.
Yeah,
Jesus.
there is 100% something magical about this cat. It's not just a normal cat.
Shoot the cat.
Ah!
Roll low. Math. Averages. Don't kill the cat. I'm rooting
I'm
for the
gonna
cat.
shoot the cat
Don't kill the kitty.
with a firebolt.
Let's see it.
1d10. Crap, I forgot. Put it in. I clicked on.
Crit the cat.
Crit the
Crit
cat.
thing.
Don't crit the cat.
That'd be funny though.
Use the cat as an arrow and shoot it away. That's a new one.
Plus 5. That's 13.
13 is,
Or
well,
Yeah.
hold on. Give me 1 second.
wait, I rolled the wrong die for that attack. Hang on.
That was a
Okay.
D10. You can, by the way, you don't have to type everything in, Wolfie. You see those little boxes up at the top? One of them's a die, and you can just like drag, like hover over and click on the die that you need.
8.
You got the
Don't
same
see
result.
that.
That's crazy. What the hell?
13.
Let's see.
D&D
Random.
Beyond finally got the roll up, and that was a 7. So either way, it was still like right in the same area.
That actually misses. As you shoot your firebolt out, and you see the cat just like jump up and bank off the door and just land right again. And then almost tauntingly kind of like starts licking its legs and like looking at you. Like it just
It
like
hangs.
lays down.
It doesn't leave. It's just like
It just
Nice
lays
try,
down right in the
Spencer.
doorway and just like is like licking its legs and just looking at you and looking at the guy.
Look back up at the guy, and I say, "You realize it's more likely this cat that killed your wife and not the goblins."
what does I would like to as he says that I'd like to roll an insight check on on this alleged Mr. Miller.
Sure.
It's not going to be a good one, but I would like to regardless. 18.
18. Yeah, this guy definitely doesn't know why this cat's here. You can tell that for sure, but also seems to be holding back a little bit probably about his wife, a little bit inclusive, like reclusive about it.
Got it. So like the I was curious specifically about how he reacted to this cat is the one who killed versus the goblins, and whether he had a reaction to that, either in terms of like considering it, or in terms of whatever, or in terms of like I don't trust this guy. Is my Nathan's point.
Yeah, he definitely had a reaction
Particularly
to
interesting. It is particularly interesting that while this is going on, he's being faced with a cat person and a goblin.
that. Right. He's like,
in addition to the cat.
Dude,
So
this is
yeah,
like fucking,
this has got to be surreal.
He's got to feel like he's in like what's that? Mr. Scrooge. He's living through that right now, and is probably what he's thinking.
and one of those cats just threw a fireball at the other cat,
which jumped out of the way and then didn't leave.
Hadouken!
Out of character. Also, do we want to get the party together? Do we want to not blow the cover? What do we? How are we feeling?
What the heck is going on with the other folks while all this is going on?
Building walls, building a symbol, as I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can check back in with them real quick.
Why don't we go ahead and do that so I can grab some coffee real quick, and then that way we're not breaking the narrative.
Well, we are 2 hours in. Do we want to take a break right quick?
We could take a quick break as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Up to you guys. Okay.
That
Let's
works
go ahead and
too.
take a
That's
break.
fine by me. Perfect.
All right. Don't go.
And welcome back. We are going to switch over, I believe, to our other friends who are building a wall.
Which for some reason I've started to help him now.
A symbol. If you'll please show the due deference, thank you.
Yeah.
So, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm taking timber and logs, constructing, helping myself to whatever materials that I can find about whenever I search in various like barns or sheds, and using my tools, I am building a wall. It's not going to be a big or impressive wall by any stretch of the imagination, because I'm only going to be doing this in like a few hours, but through the utilization of my suit as a like a focus, I guess, for lack of a better term, I'm using magic to construct it incredibly quickly, and I'm just showing everybody in town that they're capable of defending themselves, basically, that they have the tools, they have everything they need right here, and essentially my train of thought is that if they are lashing out at the goblins, who they know aren't really dangerous, but they're still lashing out at them, it's probably because they're afraid of something. And the best way to deal with fear is to instill confidence in yourself.
That's actually really sweet.
Yeah.
For Iron Shield.
Iron Turtle.
I'm still getting like a Raphael Donatello vibe off of that, which is really funny because both were voiced by the same actor.
So, you were going over to ask him what he was doing, Jason. You were going over to ask him what he was doing so that you could tell the person that you were talking to.
Yes. So, sorry. So, Gob, what are you assembling here?
A shield.
A shield. Okay. Now, is this going to be a shield someone can hold? Is this a shield that's just going to sit somewhere? Or?
You folks ask a lot of questions.
And I like, to like emphasize my point of shield, I like withdraw my right arm, and this like rune covered sheet of like folded metal comes out into a big like spike with like 3 spikes on the end of it, and I just use it to like hammer down a fence post real quick, and continue about my business without answering too many questions about it. I think I would just say,
Life teaches us lessons. Some folks need a teacher.
Okay. Well, I'm going to walk back over to the...
All right, then. Well, good luck.
Yes, yeah. So you walk back over to the person there.
The gentleman I was saying, yeah, he's actually building a shield, and I think that a shield represents not only protection but sanctuary, and you don't only use a shield to protect yourself. You use a shield to instill in yourself the confidence to defend and to inspire the people around you to make themselves better than what they think they are. So it gives us all a nice little life lesson, I think.
He's like nodding along with you as you're talking, and then when you stop, he's like, "Okay, I mean, sounds good.
I think it's a tune we can all dance to.
So he's like, well, are you gonna pitch your stuff? It's getting pretty late.
Yes,
Big moon tonight, as he's like looking up towards the moon.
Well, I'm going to actually stand watch for a little while. Then I'll set up camp. It's still bright up. It's still bright enough where I shouldn't have a problem. I can see relatively easy in the dark anyway. So
You may see the shadow of a small goblin and a cat in a doorway
So
near a barn.
as you kind of walk back to your friend who's like still messing with his little symbol, you hear in the distance as a cat makes a bunch of noise up near the barn.
A window.
Yeah, you wouldn't know because you didn't see, but a cat was just flung through a window.
The firebolt would have been noticeable, though.
Right. So then, as your attention kind of gets towards there, and you guys maybe take a few steps towards that area, you see a cat come just casually walking around, and then sits in a doorway of an open door. In that doorway, you can see your friends, and then also you see a firebolt go off, shot at the cat. You see the cat dodge out of the way, and then just lay in the doorway like nothing happened.
that's interesting. Okay.
Meanwhile, Black Cat jumps up on the counter behind Derek.
I know. I was just staring at it.
Yes, Astro, we did firebolt that cat already, but these two were off somewhere else, so we're just kind of catching the group back together here.
That way we know timing, I guess.
Right. So all that kind of happened, and it draws your attention over there. So, I'm assuming anyway that you guys would start heading in that direction.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if the Turtle Man will be, but I definitely will be. As
Firebolt sounds like danger, so yeah. I start
okay.
war turtling my ass over there. I'm also not slow at all. I'm actually really fast.
Oh, I have no doubt.
I have a
Horrifying.
movement of 35 feet because
Me
of my
too.
suit. Nice.
Not because of my suit. I'll blame my suit though, even though it's just regular armor.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
this cat is now caught between us, right?
I mean, yeah. Not necessarily exactly between you as they're coming up on the house, but yeah, it will be. I like
Okay.
shoot the cat.
Well, I figure by this point, when the guy was already terrified of a cat for no apparent reason, that's what gave me the clue that it wasn't a normal cat, and therefore shoot the cat.
Yeah, it seemed to have some kind of problem with the guy for sure.
And the fact that it dodged has me even more impressed.
I
So
think
now
we
I'm
gotta-
just wondering what the cat is.
I think we also got to ask why this guy is so afraid of a cat. Like, it's a cat, even if it is a familiar. Like, it's still
Good
a cat.
point.
You picked it up and you chucked it out a window to like not a lot of challenge. Like, it didn't start flying around or grow tentacles or anything like that. So like,
And then it just casually showed back up. So
Well, yeah, it's a
what's going on here?
It's a cat, yeah. So it does that, but yeah, as you guys are walking towards the house, the cat would obviously, notice that at some point. And it does look like it's going to move. And it starts to kind of walk as you guys get closer away from the house towards this fence over here off to the side.
Okay. Well, since I didn't really know anything about that, I'm still gonna start walking towards.
Yeah, you guys not really knowing what's going on with the cat. You see it walk, and it just kind of follows that fence around and is going towards the front of the barn.
would I notice the cat is leaving? Or actually, specifically, the better question is, would I notice the rest of the group coming up?
If you looked out the door at all, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially if like the cat's leaving, like I'm imagining all
Yeah.
of this happening at once. I see the cat
Yeah.
going. Kraz is for a moment being like, well, wait, that cat is at least a witness and potentially a suspect, and we can't just let it leave. So Kraz would see you guys, and you'd see him again, hunkered down, very serious, and would turn to you guys and like shout, whisper, "Follow that cat. It's very important. Maybe, I don't know.
Why?
Well,
I don't know.
all right. Well,
I'm trying really hard, you guys. The crime scene has already gotten out of hand. We threw a
slowly
cat.
Make my way to the other side of the fence, and I'm gonna shoot at the cat with something non-lethal.
Keep shooting at the cat.
I was
You guys
actually
don't
gonna
have
see
cats. What are you
I was
doing?
actually going to see if I could actually try to pick it up as well, like run at it and pick it up.
Okay, I'll let him try that first
Oh.
before I start
Yeah.
shooting at the cat.
See where it's going.
Yeah, you can roll a dex to try to run it and pick it up.
Oh,
Maybe
this
trying to
gonna-
show us
my
something.
My dex is crap.
It's non-lethal, Cassie.
13.
13. You go to reach down to grab it, and it just barely gets away from you and follows along the thing. But then it runs in front of the door to this barn, and then stops and looks at you.
This door right here?
I'm gonna reveal
Oh.
on the map
okay.
here. If you want
Oh.
to move the map over a little bit to the front of the barn.
No, it's okay. I can see it. So
Yeah, you guys
cat
can
is
see
now,
it.
Yeah, so now the guy's... Oh, sorry. So now the cat is standing in front of this door.
Correct. And it's like looking at you. Almost like enticing you to follow it.
So I guess if I understand it, it's trying to do that, then I'll lower my hand and not shoot at the cat.
Good.
Well,
I
it
guess
looks like
I
it-
won't shoot the cat.
It looks like it wants us to follow it, Cobb, but you wanna be at least battle ready?
I'm always battle ready.
Can I take this time while everybody's kind of paying more attention to the cat to go back out the window and try to circle around to the barn
Sure.
to kind of get a better idea of dimensions and stuff? Because I'm noticing some of the map is still hidden.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Basically, we're just going to say that if you guys are going to follow the cat in, then I'm going to reveal the whole barn to you guys, and say that you guys kind of come around the corner at the same time.
Well, I'm not
one of
gonna
you
I'm
in
not
the
gonna
back.
unwield my weapon, but I am gonna pull my shield off my back and have that. But I'll have my
Right
hand
here,
on
I'm
my
guessing.
sword.
Yeah, about there is fine. Let me get the reveal thing.
Shout out to Will for making baller ass maps.
Reveal. And we're just going to do this whole thing.
Love the little piggies.
Oh, so there is like a back door bit for the barn itself?
Yep, there is a back door. It's just wide open.
Okay.
There's no actual door there. When you go in, you'll notice that there are some fenced off areas on the inside of the barn there. So, and
Yeah.
you are in a gated kind of like backyard area. So they just kind of have free roam. The horse that's on the map there has free roam to kind of go wherever it needs to go, which in fact, with you coming up near it, it probably would have went out into the field.
I've seen a lot of red on that map there, which I don't care for.
Yeah, if we can get a zoom around this area where I'm pinging.
I do not see a ping.
Should be pink.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, I would have slipped in from this back door just inside if possible.
Yeah. So you do so, and you take a quick look around, and you realize that there's nothing but animals in here as far as living creatures. I say that to a certain point because there's very obviously a body that's covered up right here.
Oh. Okay. So
The
What do you
cat
see?
is now sitting on top of the
On top of the body?
body. Yeah.
Okay. Can I do a medicine check to see how this person perished?
Certainly can.
Hopefully I roll well because I'm not proficient.
How is the person, the Mr. Miller? How is he reacting to all of this? Kraz
You
is
still
still
have
in. Yeah,
y-
Kraz
yeah.
is still in the room. He has not left.
At some point, realizing that you're not gonna like hurt him, he probably would have sat on the end of his bed there. But he's definitely like not trying to escape from you or anything like that. And he definitely is somber and upset.
I'm gonna move up in order to help with that investigation check if necessary.
I'm doing a
But
medicine check and I just crit.
I was going to say,
Oh.
there's a 20.
22.
Let's not gloss over that.
Yeah, so it's very clear to you pulling back this this basically a blanket that's covering this person, that they were stabbed multiple times with a not so clean blade, we'll say, like a definitely jagged, probably not made very well.
Could it have been
And
an
I
animal attack?
No.
Okay.
can I investigate in order to like check how the stab wounds were done? Like, is it something that a goblin would do as from something that I would know from previous investigations or whatever? Or
It's
Watching
very
this,
Kraz stab things.
it's
Yeah.
very clear from your medicine check, by the way, too. This stabbing was like up in the chest area,
that's a little high for a goblin.
which is typically high, exactly, for a goblin.
I mean, maybe if they were standing on the bed, but
Okay.
I'm missing any kind of motive here. Is
Hey.
that just me?
Will, and could you remind us, what was the context around, and this is the Mrs. Miller, I don't remember her first name or if we got it. Can you just remind me, Nathan, the player, I didn't write it down effectively, what we knew about this farm and what we knew about this couple and this person in particular, the wife? She was the one who got name dropped, right?
So the wife is Emma Miller, and she, what you had known was that she died, and everyone was saying, everyone here in this area, this like little town, is saying that goblins did it, basically. And that's really the only information you really had to go on. Nork had let you in. Nork had told you that it wasn't them. So as far as that goes, based on the check that Jason just made, it's quite clear that it wasn't a goblin.
The only way it possibly could have been a goblin is if she was laying in bed. They climbed up on the bed, climbed up on top of her, and stabbed her. That's the only way that could be a goblin. But
I mean, even if she had walked in on them trying to steal something from the house, and I don't see why, because the house doesn't really have anything worth stealing, but even if it was like a thief caught in the act of theft, a goblin would be too short unless they went out of their way to jump onto the bed to jump and stab her. So even that doesn't make any sense to me. And
agreed.
if it was the middle of the night when she's sleeping, why'd they leave him alive?
I leave the barn and I walk over to where the man is.
All right.
I close the door and I lock it.
Okay.
I get real big and up in his face, and my weapons come out, and I say,
Did you do this?
Need intimidation.
Oof.
Could I roll to assist, or could I assist this or aid? Use the aid action, I think. Is the
You
5e
definitely can.
thing, as I am trained in intimidation.
Yeah, the way I do it too is if
Can-
if you want to have him roll advantage, that's fine. If you want to roll separately for the both of you, that's fine too.
I'll do you one better. I'm aiding you. I'm setting you up, Raz, to then come in with yours. So I'll make the aid roll. If I just get a 10, then you get advantage, right? That's how that works? Is that how that works?
Well, if it helps, I have advantage anyway, so
Ah, okay.
So we can
Got
just
it.
all roll.
Yeah.
And it'll all
I was
it'll all
gonna
work
try
out
to.
great.
Okay, got it. Okay, I just don't have
Everybody
a
just
bonus to
roll.
it, so I was hoping that you would.
I'm not even in the
Bonus.
room.
I have both a
I
bonus
wasn't
to it,
in
and
the
I have
room
just
where it happened.
always on advantage
Okay.
for intimidation. So
I'm not
but
very
who knows?
proficient with that, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's go.
Right, we're all baby characters anyway, so like the difference between my bonus and your bonus is like not actually that.
I have no
yeah.
bonus.
Well, okay, then it's like medium then. Case in point.
That was
That one was
deception?
deception, not. That was deception, not intimidation, though. Kraz.
Hey.
There you go.
There you go.
That's better. I fixed it.
And I should be rolling 2, not 1, now because you gave me advantage.
When
Is that
are you
right?
gonna roll again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll again. That's fine.
Ooh, that is no better. I should have kept the first one.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a 7.
Yeah, when you first come in and lock the door, he kind of like stands up right away, but then the goblin's still there, so he doesn't like do anything. Obviously now he's in a locked room with both of you. There is light in here, by the way, because they did light the candles. But when you get all up in his face, and both of you are there, he, with that 22, he immediately starts to break down. He falls to his knees and he's like holding his head in his hands as he's crying and he's just saying, I didn't mean to. And he just keeps saying that over and over again.
Kraz like looks very slowly all the way up at you and is just
Jaskin, justice must be meted.
And I roughly open the door and go to get the paladin to mete out justice, leaving Kraz in the room with him.
Well-
He says, as you like go to leave, he says, please just let me see her.
huh. That's very weird, right? Kraz isn't very smart, but even then he would know. Like, it's weird that, like, if there's a body out there and there was a blood stain here. Oh, also, you're muted if you're talking to us.
I'm
No.
not quite sure who we're referencing or
Who's muted?
Sorry
No,
about that.
The guy in the house, the husband, basically he wants to see his wife one last time, basically.
In the meantime, could I investigate the body for any other clues other than just like the stab wounds and
Can you give me a
Dial.
perception check real quick?
yeah, would perception or investigation work better?
This is for something else.
Oh,
Just give me
okay.
a perception. Yeah.
oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, yikes.
What a roll.
Perception comes to 8.
8. You're getting stuck on something in your mind on the other side of the barn from where you came in.
Something from over there has me
Something's
distracted.
it's just got in your mind. Like you can't really tell exactly what it is. Maybe ask your friend to take a look.
So
Hey, Jason,
Yeah.
can you take a look over there toward the back of the barn? Something stood out to me, and I just can't.
It's actually
quite-
the front of the barn. Sorry, it's the
Oh, the
opposite from you came in the back, so it's the opposite of where you came in.
So
it's
back
like,
toward the front.
it could have
Yeah.
been like where the cat was. Okay, cool.
It's over here. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So you want me to
Just
do
roll
an
perception.
And there's like a
Perception?
bag
Or
of
investigation.
something there.
I'd prefer perception.
Yeah,
Where?
basically.
Those are eggs. There's
Ah,
chickens. There's chickens right here.
I would prefer perception. So
Those
I'm
are
gonna
for
do a
throwing, too.
perception roll.
Yes, eggs are for throwing. That is correct.
9.
9. I mean, there's definitely something going on with this hay that's underneath the loft here. It's like way too pretty, and there's a rake next to it that's got like blood on it still a little bit, as you can see, where the body
Yeah.
was dragged. It's almost like someone might have hid something in that haystack.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking already. But can I investigate the body real quick first before
Oh,
I
yeah.
go take a look at that?
Sure, you certainly can.
And I'd like to help him investigate the hay once because I'm
Sure.
noticing it as well. Can't quite put
That's
my finger-
terrible.
Whoa, what is this, dude? You got a nat 1?
Yeah,
This is a dead female human.
this is that's a 6 total. But yeah,
She's dead.
She's dead.
but
she's still dead.
Can I at least tell whether or not this is the person they're claiming it is?
Oh yeah, for sure. You would have no
Okay.
reason to suspect that this isn't his wife. You know,
Because that cat is still bothering me.
yeah, it's still sitting like on top of the body, basically, like in between the legs.
But yeah, I'd like to
Pretty
go
sure.
take a look at the hay over
I'd
there.
like to also help him. So
Sure. You guys can either roll separate investigations, or one of you can roll with advantage.
whichever you would prefer.
I got a +5 on investigation.
You
So-
you roll a advantage then.
Okay. I just wanted to double check with you before I.
Yep, I have a +0, so yeah.
15
Ooh.
+5, dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah, sifting through, you come across a hard object, and you pull it out and realize that it is a blade that is poorly fashioned, and has bloodstains on it. 100% definitely the weapon.
Do I enter the barn at this
We
point?
found the murder weapon.
Yeah, so you would come around the corner of the bar, or of the barn, sorry, just as he kind of like pulls out this bloody like dagger.
I just instantly hold my hand out to Prudy.
I hand it over. No problem. And as I do, I say, it was a husband in the bedroom with a dagger.
I've played this one, and you're right.
I take the knife and I look it over. I am trained with Smith's tools, so I feel like I'd probably be able to tell a lot about the weapon by looking it over. Do I need to make like a perception check? Do I get anything?
No, you can just ask me
Okay.
if you're with
You said
smithing, yeah.
it's poorly fashioned. What's like the actual metal made from? Like pig iron?
It's iron.
Like-
Yeah, it's iron regular. It's like your typical dagger, but it's just kind of like not made very well. And it's not just like straight, like it's got a little bit of a nook at the end of it. Definitely something that you would probably find in the goblin camp.
Hmm.
Where did he get this?
Maybe we should ask him. I found it in the hay.
Jason, you're a paladin. He dies.
It's a question.
It seems to be the only course of justice, but I think this man should be tried for his crimes.
Whose jurisdiction is he under currently? Would we be able to bring him back to the guild, or?
Well, you would know that the port city would be the nearest place where they'd have like an actual, court.
But as this is all going on and you guys are gone, Kraz would be asking this guy, like, what do you mean you didn't you didn't mean to, right? Was what he said.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Kraz didn't see the body, so like doesn't have an idea of like how intense it is. You guys would obviously know that like you can't just like, oops, I stabbed you 12 times in the chest. Kind of.
Yeah, how
deal.
many stab wounds were there?
That's right. Yeah, actually, can you tell me that,
Yep.
considering my wonderful medicine check?
Yep, there was 9.
Yeah. So like, so Nathan
That's
is
anger.
asking, well, so or
terror,
something, or mind control, or any number of other things, or lack of memory, or whatever. So again, Kraz doesn't know this, but Kraz still wants to be asking like, what do you mean you didn't mean to? What happened? Tell me.
He's like rocking back and forth at this point on his knees on the ground, obviously still upset, and he says, I just for weeks there was this feeling, I was just being watched or hunted, and it was late one night and she was coming home and I woke up suddenly and had that blade tucked away. And I charged her. And then I just kept stabbing and stabbing and stabbing, thinking it was whatever has been haunting me, whatever's been looming in the corners of dark rooms, whatever's been bothering my pigs at night. But when I finally came to, I realized what I'd done.
That sounds very frightening. He's like, is kind of like glaring at this person, still just trying to like figure out anything, which is not Kraz's specialty exactly. And Kraz then asks, what did you think you saw specifically? Was it a person? Was it a thing? Was it a weird cat?
It definitely wasn't a cat.
Okay, we will cross that off the list. What about the others?
He says, yeah, it was never fully there. It was always like a shadow, an outline of a person, and always seemed to be exactly where I was and exactly where I didn't want it to be. I'm speaking very Italian right now. I'm like,
sorry. I let me put you more at ease. I can speak your language. What did it tell you to do anything, or was it just there?
No, I didn't see it at all that night. I just was scared and I thought it was finally coming for me while it was looming in the doorway. I could have swore I saw the shadow move on the ground, move in ways that humans can't move. So when I saw the figure standing in the door, something took over me and it was like I was fighting for my life.
So he saw a silhouette and made an assumption.
Yeah, basically he saw like the shadow on the ground, and he said it did something like that humans don't do. Like you see a disturbing shadow on the ground and you look up and it's just a regular human. You're like, what?
Yeah,
got it.
Trick of the light.
So
well,
yeah, it could have been anything, but he was just so paranoid that that his immediate reaction was, oh, I'm gonna fight for my life, so I'm gonna do this. And then he says, and it's a life that I don't deserve anymore. He's like 100% like taking ownership of this.
Have you guys come back at this point?
Yeah, I would have started walking back after handing over the dagger and everything, and essentially getting ready to come back into the room. If I've come in at the end of this discussion as to what his explanation of what happened, then I probably would have thrown in at the end of that explanation. Paranoid, maybe, but that doesn't mean there isn't an invisible demon about to eat your face, right?
But also, it doesn't mean there's not an invisible demon about to eat your face.
Exactly.
He is not like comforted in any way.
No, that's not Kraz is charismatic, but he's not comforting, unfortunately. Um,
I'm not trying to be. With me, it's more of a, well, you've been caught now, and now we have to deal with the consequences. So I'm not gonna worry about your feelings so much as figuring out what we need to do from here.
so if everyone comes back,
I'm not back.
okay.
I would have.
I'm investigating the
I'd be
kitty.
back in there.
What Kraz wants to do is he is but a fledgling adventurer. As great as his exploits are, he knows that he is not, he has not, there's much in this world that he has not seen and experienced or read about, because reading, who cares? But Kraz wants to know, and maybe you would be the one to ask even in the party, but would ask specifically, like, does this seem familiar? Like, is this Kraz wants to believe that there's a grander evil at play, right? And like a grander explanation, and it's not just this. That's not what Kraz wants. Kraz wants to defeat great evils and do great good, and this does not feel that way. So Kraz is looking for, is there a supernatural explanation? Like, is there a monster? Is there a force? Is there a summoned ritual that would could cause shadows to move on their own and make people paranoid, or figures to appear in the dark? Kraz just wouldn't know that, but that's what he wants to know, and would be asking anyone he could those questions.
Well, first off, would I know that, or would I need an Arcana check? I mean, I know that technically my character could sit there and say, well, there's all kinds of different things that could technically do that. But, I mean, that seems a little vague, as opposed to, if you had something in particular in mind, I do have Arcana I could roll if that would work better for you.
You have a god, right?
I tend to not put my faith in deities, but yeah.
Well, some
whatever.
kind of being that's giving you power or whatever.
Yeah.
And granting you familiar and all that. Well, then you would obviously know there's other sides to that too. So yeah, you would know in general about that. And then also you all would know that there's just been weird shit happening around here ever since like the population started kind of coming back to this giant island continent. There's just been a slew of strange things that are happening. And actually it's in the timeline here, based on where my characters are, a dragon was just seen for the first time in like 700 years or something on this island. So that's why people are flocking here.
They're going to where the dragon is.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Well, wherever,
because people want to hunt it.
Oh shit! Okay, you got some badasses.
And then, of course, wherever you have dark things happening, you tend to have some balance of light being thrown in to try and offset the negativity. Maybe that's what the cat is from.
Can I check out the cat?
Kraz was 100% gonna see what the cat was up to.
Yeah, the cat's still. The last time you guys have all seen it, was still sitting on top of the body in there.
So.
Which again, Mr. Miller says, you can do whatever you need to do with me, but please just let me see her one last time while I'm still right in my head.
If I bend down and like go down to one knee and put my hand out, does the kitty like nuzzle my hand?
Are you guys going back there?
I never left.
Oh, before
they've been out there.
Before
they've been in there.
I was gonna say before we bring him, if we decide to bring him back to his wife, I'm actually gonna cast protection from evil and good on Mr. Miller.
I'd love that.
Wow.
Okay.
Well done.
Very cool.
I'm gonna bind Mr. Miller. Like
also seems
according to law and that kind of thing.
Pretty good too.
And I have no problem with walking him back to the body. But I want to keep an eye on him so that if he's trying to cover up some kind of clue or something, I want to be keeping a good close eye on his actions while he's there. I don't know if you need me to roll for that or how you want me to handle that.
No, I mean he's going to be completely passive, so
Okay.
yeah, so you're able to do that. if
Did
you would like.
my protection for evil or good do anything? Make anything happen around us?
Well, you can tell me how it is in the world. You know what I mean? Like if there's any kind of a special thing that happens, or like he's glowing or something like that. That's all up to you. But he does have protection against. He does have several benefits actually against undead and
Just kind of
the
making
like.
sure, like, if something was affecting him right now, if I notice
gotcha.
anything that by putting that protection on him, if there was like a hue of some sort of magical spell that was just like dispersed now that I put the protection on him. That's more what I was trying to figure out.
Or proactively if something happens.
Right.
When he goes in and sees it.
Both good.
And with
so nothing's happened as of now.
Okay.
With that on him though, can we put him as close to that cat as we can?
That's yes.
Like
because I figure that might tell us something if the cat interacts with it. That's all I was thinking.
Well, Kappa Casper was the 22nd was trying to
nuzzle
pet the cat, so you can roll animal handling real quick while the other people are gathering up their prisoner and bringing him to the barn.
4.
4. Yeah, the cat wants nothing to do with you.
I'm offended. I get up and
it's not necessarily like
Poor Kappa.
gonna move. Like if you were to pet it, it's probably just gonna sit there and like take it. But if
you're on top of the body. Oh,
I offer it a treat.
I moved it.
My bag. Out of my pack.
But like this, who the fuck is this cat?
All right, hold on 1 second.
Right, like
I'm trying to see if it's behaving like a cat.
Right. Like, why is this cat helping us solve a murder that we definitely don't believe is a normal murder?
That's why I'm wondering if maybe the cat is either her spirit having returned or some other thing trying to point us toward whatever did actually cause her death.
Or
while
it could be an agent of what caused the actual death and is like, oh yeah, look at there's the body. He did it. Ooh.
Yeah. That's also what I considered.
Yep.
So, does it act like a cat when I offer it some little tasty smoky meats?
So, as you guys are thinking about this and you're going towards the barn, I'm going to narrate what exactly happens here. You turn the corner with prisoner in hand. The cat sees the guy. You see the cat's eyes like flicker like this greenish tint, like cloudiness for just a second, and then the cat turns into like this black smoke and dissipates, goes underneath the cloth that's holding this person down. And there's something now moving underneath this cloth.
No.
We are going to roll initiative, and also I'm going to switch the map.
Oh my!
Wait, which cloth? Under what cloth?
Under where the person
body is hidden under.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I go ahead and switch
we
the
got
music?
trouble.
Yeah, go ahead and switch
in
us
our
to
road.
the music, and I will also switch us into the other version of this map, because
real good.
As this person, this thing is starting to move underneath, you start to see this like blackish energy kind of come out around the ground and form a circle around it. And then all of a sudden you feel yourself move, but you don't necessarily move where you are. You're just somewhere else. And you all have plane shifted.
Oh.
Excuse me?
My.
Well.
And you are now in the ethereal plane.
Did my hawk come with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Why are you being so mean to us? Is my question, I guess.
It's not mean.
It's
not mean. It's actually better if you don't worry about it.
No one can see Kraz be heroic in the ethereal plane.
Did Mr. Miller come with us?
Good question.
He did.
Okay.
Good.
Great.
Everything normal and good and safe.
Normal. Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Normal.
So, out of this cloth on the ground that was moving for a second, it stops moving, and out of it comes a ghost. Once I can
Fantastic.
put it on the right layer.
Oh.
I am shoving Mr.
Yeah.
Miller back out of the way. Mine's a 9, by the way, because I've got a +4 on initiative, just to mention.
All right. We need to get everyone's initiative in here, and then we can start going.
Sorry, I'm just having a hard time finding out how do I do an initiative roll.
You can just roll a d20 and then add your dexterity modifier to it.
Yeah,
Okay, well
I'm
it's
on
gonna
the
just be
wrong
it's gonna be a flat d20.
layer. There we go.
12.
Add turn. Add turn.
Just quick jaunt to the ethereal plane. Totally
Yeah, it's fine.
cool.
It's totally
Hop
fine.
in
Don't worry
the
about it.
Expected. You
It's-
know,
it's super magic.
definitely the direction that Kraz thought this was going to go for sure. I think we can all agree.
Jason, what'd you roll?
12.
12. Raz?
Sorry, yes, 12.
22.
Woo!
22.
Fast Gabo.
He's fast. Rudy
9.
and Kappa.
8.
Kappa Casper.
Yeah, but Casper.
Just roll this d20 really quick. Which I
And this
put
one
in
like,
my
like a
pocket,
25.
No.
It's something crazy.
Oh, wow.
For those of you that were wondering, my full name is Copernicus, but it's Kappa.
It got a 6.
Oh wow.
So
It's not
Yes,
it's not
sneak
enthused-
attack.
I
It's
made
not
Nathan shake his head.
enthusiast.
He's not
heard.
impressed.
I won't say. I would. Impression has nothing to do with it. Being impressed.
So, very strange that this has happened to you. Before anything goes to happen, though,
Correct.
the ghost that has now just appeared in front of you just kind of raises its arm and points right at Mr. Miller, and says, "Give me that one." And now it's initiative. So, Chris.
No?
What does this ghost look like? Like, is it recognizable as? Like, is it like an old timey ghost where it's like, look at this just person in a Civil War uniform, or is it like spooky gaunt features,
Yeah,
etc.?
it's definitely spooky, like the wispy at the bottom instead of feet. Like, you can recognize some of the facial features to be on par with the person that's under there.
Kraz is going to step forward and is going to I'll go over to the map. But Kraz is going to step forward and is going to just kind of like be holding a weapon and shield, certainly, but is like, please, we want to hear your side of the story, ma'am, or entity. Please, we mean you no harm. Gah. But is going to step up and is going to ready in action that if this thing tries to attack him or move past him, is going to try to do a little stabby stab. That'll be it.
Jason.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Mr. Miller. So if the creature goes to attack him, he has to go through me.
Damn. Gaston. Ultimate team player right now.
And I'm going to ready my attack. I'm gonna let Kraz. I'm sorry. I'm gonna listen to what the ghost has to say, but I'm gonna be ready in case something goes awry.
All right. Rudy. Yeah,
That's also why I'm standing back here with
Oh.
Mr. Miller.
these spells, man. Damn.
Problem is,
wanna-
I only have one left, so hopefully
Oh.
it's just...
I want to peek around this corner and take a shot with my bow.
Right at it. Go for it.
Short bow.
Sorry,
Okay,
Nathan.
that's +6.
We can't give ourselves advantage into our own game.
I wasn't giving myself advantage.
1d20 plus.
Oh, Jessen for doing sick paladin things. Nice.
That's a 15. That's a 15
A
total.
15 does hit. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
some damage for me. Let me also get a
1d6 plus 4. Plus 4, that's 5 total. Plus sneak attack, correct?
correct. There is an ally within 5 feet.
Okay. And that's just 1d6, correct? Wait, where is it?
Level 3, is it 2?
2d6. Okay.
Yeah. I know things.
There it is. So that's altogether that was
Okay. We'll take it.
5, 11 total.
11? Very nice. So,
Oh yeah.
you pop around the corner and you shoot your bow? Question mark?
Yes.
Okay. You shoot your bow, and it is a ghostly figure, but for whatever reason, now that you're in the ethereal plane, it does have a corporeal like body. So you do hit, and the arrow does sit right in the chest of this ghost.
Oh yeah. Rogue's got a rogue.
Oh, well.
And
thank
then I'm
you.
gonna duck back around the corner and attempt to hide as my bonus action.
Oh yeah, for certain.
So let me roll that stealth real quick.
Yep. Sorry, I have a rogue in my group, and it's like, yep, go ahead. Like he already knows what to do, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna hide. Here's my stealth roll.
There's my 25.
Awesome.
Well, 17 for the roll, 8 for the...
Yeah, definitely hidden for sure. Kappa.
TBC, was that disadvantage targeting me? Because if it is... give me 1 second.
I just gotta close my window real quick.
I'm
It's
gonna
cold
wait
in
for
here now.
TBC to answer that question. I'm gonna be assuming yes.
Anyway, thanks for coming by, everybody in chat. We appreciate you. I'm not killing time at all,
We definitely do appreciate you.
but we do. It is true.
This has actually been really, really fun. This is the first time I've ever done this on Twitch. So, thank you guys for having. Thanks for allowing me in. So,
Oh
Yeah, of
shit, he was
course.
targeting you actually, not me. Oh damn. TBC got my fucking back, bro. Oh shit. TBC the day one homie, dude. Oh shit.
Got him.
Got him. Okay, well, do you want to just take one of those rolls? I rolled a 3 and a 2, thinking that the disadvantage was targeting me.
What were you trying to do?
Attack the ghost.
Yeah, that definitely misses.
Yeah. So,
Unfortunately, it was very close.
yeah.
Okay, it wasn't close, but
It was a valiant effort, for sure.
yes, it was.
Yeah. My shield comes out and I swing it widely, too wide. That's my turn.
Cool. So the ghost, having taken into account what you just said to it, says, "Give him to me, and no one else gets hurt." And it's basically gonna hold an action, depending on what you guys do next. So, Krez.
Kraz is the decider. Is that
He is.
that's unfortunate for everyone else.
That worked out great. I don't know what you're talking about.
So the ghost at
Hero
this point,
motives. No, sorry.
at this point the ghost didn't attack anyone. Am I remembering?
Correct.
Okay, it just pointed and readied an action ominously.
Yes. Yeah.
Kraz has an idea of the heroic thing to do in this moment, which is, oh crud,
Run away.
no, it doesn't matter. We'll see what happens. It's
I'm
fine.
kidding.
It's fine. Kraz looks up at this ghost and is feeling very conflicted. You can see it in his eyes, of just like not sure what to do and not sure what the right path of justice is, and what the heroes would do. But in this instance, he decides that a hero errs on the side of protecting, and a hero errs on the side of the law when applicable. So, Kraz steps back.
Jason nods approvingly.
And it can take an attack of opportunity if it would like to.
It doesn't. It still wants to know what you're gonna do. So.
And then, the map doesn't. I hope that I have the room to do this. Kraz looks at this ghost and says, "Ma'am, we just want to talk to you, and I have to insist that you stay where you are as we work this out. Please." And then as he says that, as a bonus action, Kraz starts to grow and turns into a large-sized Kraz. Proportions are the exact same. It's very square. It's very weird. Kraz is now a large creature and says, "Ma'am, you will have to stay on that side of me, and he will stay over there, and we will figure this out. I think, maybe. Guys, help!" And is going to ready an action to take a swing if the ghost tries to get past him, basically. But he's trying to weirdly de-escalate by turning into a large creature.
All right.
De-escalate by escalation.
It's probably the largest goblin any of you have ever seen.
I would imagine. I'd imagine goblins do not translate to large size very well. Like,
No.
they're not great. At least Kraz is not that great to look at to begin with, and then now it's just times, 4 basically.
Mega Kraz. I like that.
Oh my god.
Now my character, as it's my turn now, I suppose, my character reflects back to when I stretched my body out when Kappa did his like turtle move to gain like 4 inches, and I did the same thing, just goofing around, and then I see him because I've actually never seen him do this before, and I'm just like, God damn. All right. So, Well, I am still going to ready an attack, in case it attacks me.
Seems reasonable.
And I'm going to say to it, "Are you the ghost of his deceased wife? Who are you?" And that's my turn.
Yeah. Nice. Pretty.
I
Gonna
think you're
simply
muted, buddy.
say-
Oh, there you are.
I'm going to simply say, that darn cat, and shoot a firebolt at it.
So much for de-escalation.
That's dirty 20.
That's definitely gonna hit.
Okay.
That's
now
for
damage.
sure.
And I also get the sneak attack, correct?
Yes, you do still have an ally there.
At 17 total.
Math is hard.
And then I'd like to try to dash around the outside of the barn to the back door.
Sure. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Are you going to run through the barn or around the barn?
Around the outside,
right,
toward
so
the top.
Yeah, looking at the barn from where you are toward the top, there's a bunch of like bushes and vines and stuff there. That would probably be difficult terrain. If you went around the other way, you'll probably have to run a little bit more on your next turn, but you could get there.
Could I go
You have
through,
30 of movement, right? You
Yeah.
could go through the barn if you'd like.
could I go through the house next to the barn and try to go out that back window? I mean, I know I don't have the room on one turn to do all that, but
Let me see. 5, 10, 15.
What
As
was
a
your race,
dash-
did you say?
You
to
could
back
get-
Don't
What's
you
your
have
movement
speed?
feline agility, buddy?
I've got
Feline
feline
agility and
too.
all that stuff.
So
yeah.
how far can you move with a dash?
I think it's like it's like 80, I think.
Okay, with feline agility, I double my normal speed. And then does dash double that?
Yeah, you can just move
If I
double whatever you move.
after?
It
Yeah,
stacks.
you can get all the way around and get to the
So that would
opening
be
of the barn.
120 total.
Holy
So yeah.
crap!
Yeah, Vexy can be fast for sure, especially rogues with the dash.
I was gonna say shoot, yeah, of course.
Yeah, one of my characters before, shout out to Richie, one of my really good friends. He was like, "I'm gonna take all the movement stuff I can," and he's like, "Can I run on water?"
Hell yeah!
I'm like, "I don't know, but I'd
You just
allow
get to
it."
do that as a monk eventually, right? I think.
don't know.
I think I
In
think one of them,
3.5,
yeah.
in 3.5 you did definitely. I don't know about
Anyway.
5th edition.
But yeah, you can definitely make it all the way back to the other side.
Okay,
be
that's
around
my
there.
turn then.
All right, this cat just runs off screen and just pops up behind you, behind on the other side.
I bet it makes myself look big.
Kappa.
So I swung a bit wide the first time. I'm just gonna say that I was doing that more to be threatening than I was to actually like damage the creature.
Mhm, mhm.
And
Of
this
course.
time I'm going to instead of like making an overt attack at it, I am going to ready an action to attack it if it does anything threatening, overtly hostile, or moves out of my threat range.
Oh yeah. Is that your turn?
Yes, that is my turn.
So, what did you remind me of what you said again, Jason?
I said, "Are you this this man's wife's ghost? Who are you?"
So it like floats up just a little bit more off the ground, and you see like the face start to like turn and twist, and it just says, "I'm the last ghost he'll ever see," and it like tries to fly over the top of Kraz. So obviously Kappa and Kraz are both gonna get your actions.
Do I also get my reaction attack of opportunity for it leaving my threat range?
Sure.
Sweet. First one is a 15.
That hits, yeah.
I rolled a 9.
That is unfortunately a miss.
I deal 10 magical slashing damage to it with the bit of my shield. It is infused. It has a +1. And then I'm gonna make my second attack. Skadoosh, that's a definite hit if the last one was a hit, and that is going to be another 9 damage.
Skadoosh.
So my shield begins like spinning like a saw, and I just like throw it up and try to like cut into it, using its own momentum to shred it. That runs past.
Mega Kraz, did you want to use an opportunity attack as well? It is going to leave your range.
Yeah, sure, if you let me.
Go for it.
15 to hit.
Yay!
That
I
definitely
hope.
hits.
9 points of damage, piercing damage, as he just
Hey.
Hell yeah!
If this thing wasn't a ghost, you guys would have been wrecking. Anyway, it does go over you, Jason, to get behind you to try and it actually is trying to possess the man. But you see as it goes to do that, the energy kind of envelops him. But then you see this like shining coming out from underneath that energy, and the ghost is repelled. That's because of your protection from good and evil,
yeah.
or evil and
Yeah.
good. So it cannot
I
be
did
possessed.
I did have a question though, because I did ready an action. I should get an attack on him as well.
Oh yeah, that's correct. Yes, you do
Oh,
get
yeah.
an attack as well. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I believe I get this at advantage based on there was a thing in the chat for that. Although I didn't know if that was
Somebody gave you advantage.
Yeah.
That was Nathan.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan tried to cheat.
Okay.
So instead, he's just.
I'm
I'm
passing
trying
it
to
off onto
reward
me.
my fellow player for good role playing and good strategic thinking.
I figured I'd at least
Damn it.
ask before I just randomly
So instead,
did it.
he's moving that to fuck me over for next week in Covet Syndicate for my
Yes.
first roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's punishment.
All right.
Or actually, I guess
So-
it would be Curse of Strahd of Alma. Sorry, didn't mean to cut it.
So I'm gonna hit with a 19,
Oh yeah.
and I'm also gonna smite.
Yeah.
Just paladin things.
Yep. I do 7 points of damage with my longsword. And let me figure out how to do this. I always, for some reason, forget how smite works. Like every damn time.
How Smite works?
Yeah. So this is not an undead or fiend.
It is an undead, so you.
Would be a ghost.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get
So normally a Smite is 2d8, so it's going to be 3d8.
3d8. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna make sure that I take it off my.
Did anybody miss with more than a 7?
I'm
Sorry?
sorry.
Did anybody
Well,
miss
yeah.
with more than a 7? Because you guys have had blessed this whole time.
I completely
don't
forgot
think
about
so.
the list.
We had
Yes,
blessed?
Kraz.
Yeah.
Kraz first attack. He rolled a 9.
Was a
which,
9, yeah.
Yeah.
Roll a d4 for your bless. We're gonna retroactively add this in. Oh, just enough.
Cool.
Nice. Sorry, I didn't know how to do it. So, looks like 12 points of 12 points of damage on my smite.
Wow. What kind of smite is it?
The divine
Okay.
one.
A divine smite, yeah. Thank you.
And then how much damage we got from Nathan or from Kraz?
Another 7.
Mega Kraz. All right. It basically tried to get around you all and charge him to possess him, which obviously is not good. But because of the spell, Protection from Evil and Good, it was able to repel that. That would be its turn, as that's all it can do. You do start to notice that it is kind of fading in and out. In fact, almost all of the area around you, that's just kind of like this cloudy, wispy, bright white, as you can see on the map here, is kind of like getting just that little hint of color in it.
Okay.
As things start to seemingly go back towards the normal end of things. Kraz, it is your turn with your giant self.
Okay,
Your
so
big ass self.
is the ghost sharing a space with Mr. Miller?
I guess Mr. Miller would be here, so the ghost would have to abort. So we'll go here.
Okay, so Kraz would duck his head down and out of the barn if possible, and would try. It's a little. Would it be okay? Can I? Ooh, could I? Ooh.
I can dodge out of the way if you need me to move.
Yeah, I was gonna say I might actually have to like
Well, how
wait
about I?
to
So
Well,
what
you
if
can
move.
Yeah, you can move through other spaces. The problem is that actually standing once you get out there. 5, 10. I mean, you can go like here or behind him. Yeah.
Yeah, because I also want to be. I want to be next to. I want to be next to both the ghost and next to Mr. Miller for sure, and then as many other people. Like I want to be surrounded with allies, basically. So I kind of like do a little sideways walk and a little bit of crouching and some scooting and make my way across the battlefield. And Kraz is going to, as another bonus action, is going to you see the rock that he kissed earlier shine in his pocket again as he mumbles something in Goblin, some sort of arcane activation words, and this from the pocket, this bit of frost like starts creeping up over his whole body and kind of sturdying his resolve and sturdying his physical form against something, whatever may happen. And now he has a little bonus to his strength and constitution-y kinds of things, but is going to say, "Man, please, just hold on," but is going to do a poke with his rapier. And I get some extra damage as well because I am so large.
Lorge.
Ooh, yes, that is a dirty 20.
Nice.
11 points of damage.
Dang. All right.
That'll be it.
You giant Kraz, mega Kraz. It is Jocelyn's turn.
Yep. And since I'm out of spell slots, but I'm still wonderful. I'm gonna need you, Mr. DM, to make a whiz save. You have to beat an 11.
All right. It is an 11 on the die, so I'm going to assume that it passes.
Damn it. Okay, well.
Actually, I can look. I don't know why I assume
Yeah,
things.
it will.
It is a +1, so it's a 12, yeah.
Yeah, no, okay. Well, that's all I can do. So, you don't get to hear bells, unfortunately. Sorry.
No, Toll the Dead.
Yep. And I'm just gonna stand here and be mad at myself.
Low-level stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's a loft above you there, buddy.
Okay, so I could technically, if I were to go my 30 feet, I could stand just north of him.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That would be in the hay, basically, which is fine.
Okay. Would I also have the ghost in view?
From here, yes.
I hate to be that guy,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure when Tabaxi used the movement thing, they can't move next round.
You can't use the next ability, or you can't use the ability again until you take a turn without moving.
Oh, got it.
got it.
I
I believe.
that. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I remembered it was one of the two, and I thought you were right, but didn't remember. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, same.
What-
I was unsure as well.
Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 on one of your turns.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
So I can still move. I can't use the ability again yet.
Right.
Neat.
Nice.
So yeah, from here, I'm gonna take a shot with the bow.
Yeah, get it.
13.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, I didn't even add my bonus to it, but if that
Oh,
hits
yeah.
anyway, then
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
matter.
gonna hit. Definitely gonna hit.
Okay, so is that sneak attack still?
Yep. You have a very large ally.
Just making absolutely certain that I
Within
didn't
5
get
feet.
that.
You have two allies within 10 feet.
Technically 3,
Yeah.
but I'm
Or
assuming this guy doesn't want this ghost.
1d6. Oh, I should have just rolled 3, huh? So that first one was 5 damage plus 8. That's 13 total.
Wow.
Rogue's got a rogue.
Rogue's got a rogue, that's right. You guys are just pumping shots into this thing. And it's definitely feeling it, that's for sure. You can tell. It's hard for it to like stay corporeal at this point. Let's go. Are you done?
Yeah. Yep. Actually, no. I want to try and hide in the hay if I can.
So you can duck down in there.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do the.
Nice.
25.
Nice. The cat just dives into the hay pile.
Meow.
I can't believe you threw a cat out the window. That's
Hey,
awesome.
as long as it landed
was
on its
the-
feet, it's okay.
Well, but also it was some
can
sort of
understand it.
necromantic shadow essence. So, let's not feel
See?
too bad.
See, I should have shot the cat, and I was right in the first
You
place.
did shoot the
You
cat. You just missed.
You were. I
Yeah,
didn't expect you to
sure.
get such a good Arcana check on the cat. I didn't expect a nat 20 on the medicine roll. I didn't expect any of this stuff. But it's been hella fun. So, Kappa?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to aim my magic shield, so my left hand at the creature as I move and step over here, and I am going to blast at it with my that's going to be a 20 total, and I deal 6 lightning damage to it. So I rush up to just underneath the overhang there and shoot at it with my blaster.
Don't forget we have weird potions to be thrown.
Yeah, I remember. I was just going to say that.
Is
The
anyone
weird
wants
potion.
That's a great
or
idea.
drinking?
Yeah.
In my
As a
case,
bonus
well, you guys
action,
should
could
also
I
definitely drink
throw
yours.
the potion first and then shoot?
Why not? We're having fun. Throw the potions.
It's a one shot.
Just throw the potions,
So I throw
fine.
the potion at it and then I shoot it when the
Yeah,
potion's
which
like
one
right
did
in
you
front
have
of it.
again?
The
It's
one that's
fine.
supposed to react with lightning.
I got lay on hands. We're good.
Ooh.
As long as I don't get knocked unconscious, they're okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Kraz and Mr. Miller and Jason and the ghost to all make dex saves.
Sure, it's not a strength or constitution save.
Oh no. It's
Oh, no.
dex.
Oh no.
15.
It's not that bad. Okay, man.
I rolled pretty bad. It's a 6.
It's a big
Any
old
of you?
6.
Paying attention at home.
Oof.
What about our paladin friend?
17.
17. So yeah, so you pass. So you'll take half, but it's 10 lightning damage as this thing makes contact with the ground and just explodes in arcs of lightning in a circle around it. And everyone who pass will take half, which is 5.
That's
You
way
see
better.
this ghost.
Does Mr. Miller take any damage?
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
As a reaction, Kraz heroically, might I say, in my opinion, is going to throw out his shield, not to protect himself, but to protect Mr. Miller, and is going to use his interception fighting style to reduce whatever damage that he takes by 1d10 plus 2, because that
Ooh,
is what heroes do.
that is what heroes do.
Hell yeah.
7 less damage.
You have canceled his damage
Woo, that's fantastic.
as he has actually passed his save.
Teamwork. Hell yeah.
Ironically, rolled a 19 on his dex save.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Boys.
And we took 10 damage, right?
Anyone who failed,
anyone who
takes
failed
10.
it, I took 5.
Anyone who
I
passed
actually
took
did.
5.
I'm sorry.
So he took 5, but then he took 7 less. So Mr.
still
Miller takes none.
And I'm still hiding in the hay.
Oh yeah.
Blame Nork. He didn't tell me what it does.
Blame Nork.
Thank you, Chickadee.
I was actually
Oh,
going
it
to
heals.
lay on hands him too, but that works too.
Yeah, cure wounds, nice. All right, and as that goes off, the ghost like kind of almost flickers for a moment. It's still there, but obviously you guys are close.
Not blame Nork.
Dude, everyone loves Nork. Okay.
What's the chat's spell casting ability modifier? It's +5, right? It's got to be. I think it's like they got to have a 20 in their casting stat, probably, right?
What I usually
Calculating
do
cure
is second level cure wounds with a modifier of +4, but it's up to Will because it's his game.
We're just gonna do whatever you usually do, so that's fine by me. Second level cure wounds +4.
And then in like Covet Syndicate, they're level 6, so we do like a third level cure wounds.
13. Back to full.
Hey.
Blessed for his heroic sacrifice.
Hell yeah.
Praise the gods that be.
All right, so now the ghost on its last legs is going to reach a hand out and attempt to touch Mr. Miller, but first it has to make a save, or a check rather, because of Sanctuary. Which is, can you tell me? I'm looking it up, but
It's a wisdom.
wisdom?
Save. Yep.
Which it fails undoubtedly as it rolled a 3.
Okay, so you have to choose a new target or lose the attack. So who
All
are you
right.
attacking?
So it's going to be you then instead.
Oh no.
Bring it.
Oof. 24 to hit?
It's fine. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is going to be
Just gives me more of an excuse to kill you, so it's fine.
13.
It's fine.
So you take 16 necrotic damage.
Oh Jesus.
I'm still up. I'm good. I'm mad, but I'm up.
And nice. Yeah, and that's what it does. So it just like reaches out and tries to put its hand on Mr. Miller, and that the kind of thing that was stopping it before is still there. And then also their hand just gets like repelled extra by your sanctuary spell. Kind of comes off with some radiance, and then just kind of looks over at you real quick and just shoves its hand out right onto your face, and you feel like some of your actual life force just get pulled out as it does that necrotic damage to you. And
Oh, no.
and it's whoever's next.
Kraz.
Kraz.
Giga Kraz.
Hey, wait, I'm Kraz.
Mega Kraz.
Okay, I guess Kraz is just gonna take another swipe, and is just put. You're not cooperating, and I feel like we really could have cooperated, but okay, it's evil spirits and whatever. I get it. That's fine. Ooh, nice. Well,
Yep.
13 to hit.
Yep.
Oh wait, and we're blessed too, though, right?
Yeah, it's definitely
Okay.
gonna hit.
14 points of damage.
You want to describe it?
Kraz is still, again, this whole time is just trying to insist that, like, no, we can still talk. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Stab.
and then does like just like a stab, like warding it off, but doesn't know his own gigantic
Oh no.
strength. And so just like goes a little, and it's still a ghost, so like there's only, it's not going to do anything graphic, but like stabs all the way through the creature, and then I imagine it just dissipates in that same shadowy essence that you described entering into the corpse when we were on the mortal material plane. And Kraz just, hero,
So accidentally pulled in Inigo Montoya.
hero.
Well done, Kraz.
Wonderful work, big
So-
fella.
As that black kind of mist fades away, like you had described it, retraces its steps back into the barn and fills back in those cracks, and you feel that slight like bit of movement again, and you are back on the material plane, back in the barn.
You all hear a slight snore coming from the hay. Because cat.
There we go. That's where
Yep.
everybody was.
I was gonna say, is there any trace of the non-party member cat?
No.
Or the body? Like, is the body still where it was?
Yeah, the body's still there.
Well, I'm now going to go touch myself for 15 points.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't have to announce it like
I
that.
appreciate that you just like couldn't wait to make that joke. Zwaha! You just jumped in immediately, and I loved
Yeah,
it.
no loop.
Just
No
here
loop.
for it.
Don't dry.
I guess Kraz turns back into normal Kraz size. Not feeling like great about the level of heroism that he displayed in this particular instance. But is everyone fine? Is everyone okay? Mr. Miller? Mr. Marner?
He says, "Yeah, I believe I'm okay. What was that?" And he's like insinuating, like he's trying to like feel that like radiance that was about him a minute ago.
That was a protection spell, sir. Was to protect you from that we just destroyed.
Oh, well, good then. I don't know what that thing was, but it couldn't have been my wife.
Yeah, can we do like a retroactive religion or whatever check
Yeah.
to see what that thing's deal was?
I just have Arcana at +5, if that helps.
Certainly.
I have religion at 0 and Arcana at 0 as well. So
They're both -1 for me, so
14 on my end.
12. Arcana.
Gonna roll
I'll
there.
roll it too.
Nathan.
I hate to say crit, but I just
Crit.
got a crit again on my.
hey, good because I rolled an 11, which is really good for Kraz actually. But
All right, so
I can send you a
fittingly,
screenshot if you want.
No.
because I've rolled way too many crits right now.
no, you're good. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So, sorry, I'm coughing. Fittingly, the paladin, you would know that this is definitely some kind of spirit, and it was looking to possess that man. So, for whatever reason, it was looking for revenge, and it was probably using the fact that he stabbed his own wife as a vessel to try and act that out. So it was probably drawn to that, and then just was here. So the cat itself was the enemy.
I was right to shoot the cat. Well, try to shoot the cat. I was just, bad at shooting.
Yeah, it's definitely more of an evil spirit, and these ones in particular, as you saw, pull you into the ethereal plane with them, which is a little less dangerous than normal. because they are partially corporeal when they're in there, as opposed to completely incorporeal when they're not corporeal or when they're not. So, so yeah,
Like need
Had-
smites and spells and all that fun stuff.
had to.
hit.
Yeah, it was actually great. I did not think that I was gonna get a protection from evil and good spell.
It was really good.
Well played.
Yeah,
Well
that was
played.
awesome.
So
So,
this is my third paladin, so I play them really well.
so is kind of the assumption or implication that, well, I guess, do we know? I'll say this all in character, I suppose. Kraz would say, so I'm a little confused. So he did do the murder. So sorry, Mr. Marner. He did was the spirit, did it help cause it? Is it
Yeah.
acting on it? What? What?
It tricked me.
I'm not really talking to you so much, sir. You're kind of still a suspect. I'm talking to everyone else. It's
That's fair.
From the
I'd
way
say
it
from
seems.
my check that we can safely say that this being, this spirit possessed him and made him kill his own wife. I can listen to my gods to confirm that, but from what my experiences, I could safely say that.
And if not necessarily possessed directly, it at least increases paranoia to the point where he lashed out unintentionally. Although that does seem like a little excessive on the stab wounds regardless. I did have one weird question. If
Sure.
I had set the body on fire, would that have gotten rid of the ghost?
I don't know. I might have to
Never
come
know.
up with a different encounter of some
Something to
kind.
think of.
No, it would have been the same ghost, but it would have been a flaming ghost.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Way
go.
worse.
Radiated.
I would have
Way
figured it
worse.
out. I would have figured it out for sure.
So Kraz would say, we must alert the authorities and let them know what we've done.
This is a frontier town, right?
Yeah, basically.
Nearest authorities are back at the port. We can either find him and take him with us when we return back to the guild, or we deal with frontier justice right here. What are you more comfortable with?
Well, I'm not really sure what the legal prosecution kind of deal is around pseudo possession murders. I'm a little out of my depth on that one. I do the stabbing and the growing and the whatever. So we should tell the town first, probably. Even if they don't have a sheriff or a mayor or whatever.
I think it would be best if they heard it from Mr. Miller.
Well,
If Mr. Miller was the one that incited the panic on the goblins, they're more likely to listen to him than they are to us.
Is our guild recognized
Hope so.
officially?
Oh yeah.
Well, then they'll probably listen to us.
Okay.
could be both.
If
A,
we
So-
absolutely
a
have
combination
to.
of both could be favorable, but I'm just saying that if I were a commoner, I would much rather listen to a commoner than someone that came in and just blew shit up, threw a cat out a window, and
Well, if it also helps, Prudy could call up a silent image of the dead wife and have her just point accusingly at the husband.
I don't think that's the message that we need to be
I mean,
sending.
if they refuse to let us walk him out of there, then worst comes to worst, a little intimidation by having the
I don't want to watch over a
corpse
fucking
stand there and go,
prisoner.
"He did it."
Okay,
Well,
first
like-
of all, I don't want to watch over a prisoner. Second of all, this isn't our community, so it's not really our place to mete out justice. Otherwise, third of all, I would just have the paladin chop his head off, because as far as Kappa would be concerned, that is the appropriate recompense for murder, and a paladin is a official.
But was it really murder?
I don't know. That's why we need to
He was
leave it up
being
to the
driven
community
insane.
to decide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think moral of the story is we try to round up whoever and explain to them, hey, so here's like the situation is that there was maybe some sort of spirit. Probably this is not Kraz who's, well, maybe it is Kraz. It wouldn't go great, but Kraz would do it. And then of like this evil spirit was influencing this guy and it made him murder his wife, and then we had to murder the evil spirit. So like, don't know how you want to handle that, if that's anywhere in your bylaws or whatever, but
Which clause is it for ghost possession?
yeah. I mean, it's a fantasy world, so they might have some ideas about these sort of things in a way that our real legal system would not.
So, because of time, basically, I just want to know how you guys are going to go about it. If that's what your plan's going to be, that's great. It will have an effect on my actual world here, as far as what you guys do, since this is kind of a first time. This is kind of a thing. It's a gray area, you know.
Prudy would
So
be
you're
more
setting a
than
precedent
happy.
here.
Prudy would be more than happy to go ahead and walk the prisoner back, even alone if need be, if that were the choice. If the people choose to deal with it here, well, that's their business. If they want him taken to the port city, then Prudy's willing to take him, even if it means going alone. If only to maybe grease some wheels with local law.
Yeah, I
You
will
know,
fight
being a rogue and all.
anybody. I will fight anybody. He's staying here and answering for his crimes to his own community.
I'm good with that too.
All right, we got 2 for hand him over to his own people.
Kappa is a steadfast motherfucker. When he set his head to one thing, that's what he wants to see happen.
Yeah.
Well,
I would say Kraz does not have a clear idea of what the heroic thing to do is, but would in those instances would generally err away from murdering and would err towards like, yes, throw him in jail and do whatever, but like we cleared up our end of the things and we've reported the facts, and now you do whatever you want.
And whatever happens is on their hands.
So my thought process on this, I mean, if the man has tried, whether it be in his own community or the port city, that's none of my concern as long as he's tried.
Yeah, and that could be done here in the town. You would all know that as a community they could decide to do whatever they want. They might even just say that they'll probably send him to the city or something. Like, I don't really know, honestly, but basically I just wanted you guys to kind of decide what you would do with him, and then I'll take it from there as far as how it impacts my actual campaign that's going on.
Understood. But like I said, that we had already agreed to take back the crate to the port city anyway, so we'd already be going that way. That was more of my thought process, to offer that.
That was mine as well.
Whatever they want to decide. Yeah, if they want to send him there, then yeah, sure, we'll escort him ourselves. That's cool beans.
Good enough for me.
Yeah.
That was basically what I was trying to say as well. I don't know if it came across that way, but
no, I thought you were like, no, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go take this guy and like use it to elevate my status. I was like, oh hell no.
No. It was
Look at
if
me,
the
I
people
captured
of the
this
town.
criminal. I'm badass. I was gonna be like, fuck no. This guy needs to answer for his crimes. He hurt this community.
It was all about the whole, if the community wants him taken back to the city and judged there, and nobody else wanted to basically babysit, that I'd be willing to babysit and take him in, but it would still be considered a guild thing. It's just in order to kind of grease the wheels on clearing up some misunderstandings with my name, help kind of use the guild and this particular mission to help show that, hey, you've got a bit of misinformation here, and the truth is I'm just trying to help out, kind of deal, rather than just using it to elevate myself. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So point is, we go with what the town wants.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's all I
Yeah.
wanted to do, was go with what the town wants.
Good to know. So there was one thing, as far as what you expect, right, when you run any kind of game like this, any kind of tabletop RPG, is like you expect things to go way differently than you plan. The one thing I didn't expect was for Mr. Miller to survive. Literally, the only thing I wanted to do was kill him with the ghost. And between the protection from evil and good and the sanctuary, I was like, come on. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Heroes.
You didn't. Yep. We ended
So,
up.
Justice.
now we end up in this weird gray area. But yeah, definitely quite fun. for
Thank you.
sure. And I appreciate everybody playing through it. I mean, it was a good
We did
time.
it. We solved a
Yeah.
mystery. We did a murder, sort of. An
We
unmurder?
did a murder.
You did a murder, sort of, kind of.
Whatever it
unmurder.
is.
So
Yeah,
we
it's
were
fine.
trying
Solved a
to
murder.
murder you.
So,
Wow. That
Well,
was
cool.
awesome, Will. Thank you for running that, man.
Yeah,
that was
thank
super
you.
cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
thanks for
No
joining,
problem.
chat. That was awesome. You all were lovely and incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
we usually like to go around at the end and we give everybody an opportunity to shout out whatever projects they're working on, whatever they're doing, where they can be found. Let's go ahead and start with Timo.
I loved the fact that I actually forgot to even tell you guys my name when I showed up here initially, and all you guys are like, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm from this, this organization, this guild. So I'm my name is Tim. My D&D groups have no name, have no affiliation, no nothing.
No,
I'm just
you're a secret society. I get you.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but I'm a frequent viewer of several of these guys, and I definitely appreciate their time and their willingness to let me sit in on one of their games. So
You're lovely.
It's great.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that was
that's awesome.
awesome. Thank you for joining us, man. It was super cool
No.
to have you.
So I'm on Twitch. I don't really actually stream, but I kind of stream, but I kind of don't stream. But I'm more of a troll than anything else. But
He says he's a troll, but he's really nice.
I was gonna say you just played the very nice paladin. So
Seems nice to me.
we see you. We know.
Nathan, you got a lot of stuff to shout out, man.
Hi, I'm Nathan. Once again, I'm from the Reckless Attack podcast. We're 5e. We release new episodes every single friggin' Tuesday for the most part. We haven't skipped a week yet, at least. And we do all kinds of stuff. We generally just have a lot of fun. Our whole goal is to make it feel like you are at a table with us, albeit a heavily edited, tight, high quality audio, best case version of sitting around a table with your friends. But we have crazy, colorful NPCs. We have in-depth world building. We do, kind of live collaboration and ideating together, high adventure, mystery, all that kind of great stuff. You can follow us at the Twitter handle above at Reckless Attack. We also are just now starting to do twice monthly interviews with TTRPG creators. We just published our first non-us cast member one of that last week with the Planet Arcana podcast, who are just delights, and I don't have the time to talk about them, but I'm sure I'll be tapping several people who you may see on your screen here about talking soon. Otherwise, we do magic items, and we do adventures, and we do all kinds of crazy stuff. We're busy, but also we just post nonsense on Twitter all day long, so we're fun.
Hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Reckless Attack has the DMDM seal of approval. They are not only friends of the show, but we are huge fans. I am slowly working my way through their backlog. I don't remember what episode I left off on because it's been like 2 weeks since I've been home with COVID, but I love it.
If you want, we also just recently published a Tale Till Now episode, so that it is the recap of our first arc published in our main feed, in case you want to skip right to the good action. No, that's the end of mine.
Not my style. I'm going to work my way through all of it, but for those of you guys who are quitters, you can do that. Just kidding. No, that's super cool.
It's not the official Reckless Attack stance, for the record, but
No, that's my stance. Support all their shit. No, for real though. They have an awesome show. I really enjoy it, and for real, they do have the seal of approval, man. Check them out. They're great. Wolfie, what you got going on?
Well, let's see. We've got the Fairwater map that you had made for us is heavily being used right now. We are putting together that particular campaign arc. It's intended for 5e and for levels 1 through 5. With our current adventure, The Invasion of Imto Canes, which is out
Oh
now.
yeah.
That will have a variation version added to the Fairwater campaign, which ties directly into events in order to make it a little more unique for that specific campaign. For those who are unfamiliar, the world of Asum, which I'm writing, started out for a series of novels, which I was unable to publish due to car accident and a few other issues. So I'm converting to 5e. We've only gotten one tower out yet. We're working on one small town currently, but we have 9 continents, 5 moons, and then the other half of the binary star system to work on. So we've got a long way to go. Definitely keep an eye out for that. Other than that, we've got the Fairwater map up on some tapestries and blankets, along with some other cartography we've done. We've got some other things coming soon, including a character option supplement based on the Voyade culture, a background which is not race-based at all in any way, shape, or form. It allows any race to kind of be part of this unique group, and as well as gain access to our Wolvarin design, which, if anybody's seen pictures that Lost Haven Art has done for us, or even the cover that the more recent cover that I've put out myself, they're very large winged wolves that can be used as mounts, and we're working on making that a playable option as well. So interesting things in the works, and hopefully that'll be out soon. So that's what we've got. I'm a Wolves Den. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're pretty much everywhere. If you have questions, feel free to ask.
Awesome. Thank you, Wolfie. Yeah, you've been putting some really awesome stuff together too, man. Been awesome to help out where I can and watch the process as it unfolds. It's super cool, dude. Everybody should definitely check out your stuff as well. I will definitely say that I have, and I recommend it. Will, what you got, dude?
All right. Get ready for all this, all right?
Here we
go. Well, today was the first episode of Single Shot Saturdays. It was fantastic. Thanks all my players and chat for being here and stuff. It was really awesome. We have 9 more episodes to go. They're every other week, so the next one is on the 29th. It's going to be the Deadlands game, and it is the Deadlands Reloaded version. So we're going to do some Wild West stuff. It's going to be super fun. Besides that, I do also have a Patreon that's launching February 1st. I had to push it back because of being sick near the beginning of the year. As you can tell, still kind of there from my voice. But every month you're going to get, for the higher tiers, you're going to get a full adventure. So it's going to have 3 maps. Each of them will have 3 variants. They're going to look really good. If you like the one that you saw today that we were using and the variant with it, they'll be like that. It'll have a couple of items, handful of NPCs, and like a general kind of story outline. So picture this, except a little bit longer. It'd probably take 2 at least sessions to get through it. I'm going to release that every month on the 1st of each month, starting in February. They're all going to be kind of to have to do with each other a little bit. So if you wanted to, you could play along with them. You could literally just get these out every month, play them with your friends.
Oh yeah,
and have a completely homebrew campaign set up, and you can change it all you want. So that's pretty cool. Besides that, I do stream. I have map challenges every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we do a map in one stream, usually about 2 hours or so. This map actually started as one of those. I did spend some extra time cleaning it up, but this map did start as a map challenge. So that's pretty cool. I also do world building games here and there. So those games are going to set up the worlds that we're going to use for the rest of Single Shot Saturday.
Fun.
So it's pretty fun. We get to create like a little world. I'm going to do one of those coming up on Tuesday. That one is going to be creating the town that our Western for Deadlands is going to be set in. So if you want to get involved in that, I'll see you Tuesday. And yeah, that's it. I'm also in. I'm on DMDM Studios channel as well for other things. On the weeks that we don't do single shot Saturdays, we do Curse of Strahd. That's going to be coming back. And then also on Sunday, you know what day it is? It's Samurai Sunday.
Sunday, boy.
We got the Bird Bros in here. A couple other great people. Yeah, it's a good time.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There you go. That's my long-winded version.
I get excited about Samurai
of stuff.
Sundays.
Keep them busy.
Thank you, dude. That is awesome. I love all the shit that you work on, and obviously I'm gonna be there buying all your shit. Everybody should also support the boy Will, because he makes fucking fire maps. He makes fire everything. Everything he does is fucking gold. Love that boy.
Thanks, buddy.
Obviously, always, dude. You know me. It's Derek for DMDM Studios. We host 6 actual plays every week. We have a lot of stuff coming on. We have a release that we're going to be talking a little bit more about tomorrow after Legend of Five Rings. Andy and I have been working really hard on that for a couple months now. We're really excited to see the fruits of our labor. It's fucking dope. But I'm not going to give too much away. The rest of the day, we're going to be streaming Call of Cthulhu, the finale of Bebop and the Big Easy, hosted by our very own Redemption VA. He is a homie. We have the last Omnitect, Howl, and my boy Jihan on it as well. That's going to be happening at 6:30. Until then, we are, however, going to be raiding into Mayday Roleplay. So make sure you stick around for that, everybody. Make some noise. We're going to be sharing a lot of love. You get bonus souls, so do it for the souls if nothing else, and then you can fuck us over in Samurai Sunday tomorrow. But love you guys. Thank you again for all your support and love, and thank you for the gift subs, for the biddies, for everything. It really does mean the world to me. I don't say it enough, but thank you so much. We will see you in about 2 hours. Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Have a good one.